suffering from opium or whatever it's called, the widespread opium addiction modifier. So they're very weak, and we can easily take them down. Here we go, we're about to make our landing in Beijing.
Hello, chat. I should not be on the correct stream.
We're going to increase our military wages before we do this, by the way, because we can.
believe.
Does the military like me? They don't like me enough, but that's
my bad.
You'll see here that the way that these landings work now is you don't just
totally
fight
my bad.
against everyone in the HQ. Your enemy has to actually send an army to this new kind of mini front that is made at the landing.
Accidentally ran it on a different stream. Skill issue.
But actually, we should win pretty easily, I think. Just purely off of how...
I'm gonna go delete that other stream because I do not want that showing up like anywhere.
Yeah, you see here, despite 57 battalions, look at the...
But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Get rid of this
we
thing.
landed in Beijing, so now it's gonna go on the defensive.
No need to
keep fighting. Literally just defend until we win. We are currently controlling the war goals, so I think.
Forgive me for the disorganized start. I'm not really a streamer anymore, chat. You guys know that.
Sons being conscripted out for war. Daniel Webster began an economic reform to bring the nation's prosperity.
Okay, back to watching the YouTube video.
Could grab it. He stood at the podium and told the people that this war with China is an opportunity for.
I'm gonna launch Victoria 3 while this plays. Oh, it's still updating. Okay, never mind.
Spirit to strike while the iron is hot. We'll find that this war is not an economic burden, nor a dump of tax dollars into nothing, but instead the chance of a century to go from nothing to something. Popular support for the American invasion of Beijing surged with.
But yeah, to give you some context here, what we're going for in the video. This is a on early access. I had to make like a sponsored video and all that, right? So we did a this is like in America where I focus on making like guns, opium, and steel. Yeah, that's what this video is about. I think it's a pretty cool video. We'll see how it does, but I got paid for it, so however it does, I don't really care. But yeah, also Nightbot just wrecked you. You got so destroyed by Nightbot. You got absolutely destroyed, buddy. But yeah, cool video. The new Charters of Commerce DLC lets you really specialize your economy a lot more. It's pretty cool. Also, sorry, like I'm so sorry guys. I'm really tired. It's like 7 in the morning. Okay, this is early for me. Okay, West Coast enjoyers getting wrecked.
Here, thinking about
where are the mods when you need them? We don't need mods. Nightbot can be savage and it's fine.
He's utopian. So you see
this is a funny moment in the video.
These modifiers. Now, I believe what happened here is that if his company were owning agricultural buildings, they would give agricultural throughput and agriculture employee mortality. But I think that the guns that we're doing are neither heavy industry nor agriculture, so this won't actually matter very much. But yeah, pretty cool to give personalities to the executives. They don't play a huge role in the game, to be honest with you. The big thing is that whatever IG they are, so in this case Intelligentsia, they're going to give a clout bonus to that IG. So you see here, they're giving 5% bonus from Walter Longstreet. Nothing crazy, but it's something. It's something, right?
Who am I going to play?
I'm still laughing at Utopian plus Cruel.
Not sure who I'll play, to be honest. We'll figure that out.
Me laugh quite a bit. The ultimate executive of a gun company. It's like... Look, I didn't plan this. I did not make this happen. I did no editing on my save. This just conveniently happened, and it's really funny. He's also from the South, so that's cool.
Walter Longstreet, who named the company after his lifelong friend Samuel Colt.
Yeah, I wish they had historical Samuel Colt in the game, but oh well.
That the army will need guns
I'll get there.
To win. He started off by making the standard military-grade weapons that the American army requested, but over time, after talking
so am I still playing my own music?
Army, he became aware of many
I'm not. Okay, this is the music in the video. Cool.
A lot of soldiers wish they had a quick.
This is your review? No, this is just a video I got sponsored to make. The review is gonna be out probably like tomorrow. Because I still have to make it. But yeah, what I'm doing is here. Allow me to explain. Okay. So I am contractually obliged to stream at 7 in the morning. Okay, it's 7:13 right now, so I have to stream. But I also am contractually obliged to to upload this video. But I always do premieres, as you guys know. So I'm like, okay, well, I have to stream at 7, and I have to premiere this video at 7. So I will have to do both. I wanted to stream like when this video ends, because that would make more sense. But it's okay. I'm just here watching the video now. We'll actually play the game pretty soon. Right now we're waiting for the video to end, and then all the viewers in this video are going to be redirected to the stream, and then we can actually play the game. So for now, we're just watching the video. I'm really tired though, chat. I'm gonna try my best to be organized, but
I was hoping that I could just grant them land directly and give them control of like a little corner of the world.
But it's okay.
I was thinking, what if I made like...
Since you played it for a bit, was score of the DLC and patch? It's hard to say, so this is why I'm actually putting the review up probably like a day or two late. Is because the patches that I got in early access were like so incredibly broken, it was really hard to judge them. I made a video with the companies because the companies were like the least broken part of the early access patches. Everything else on early access was so broken that I was like, yeah, I can't really like play with these. Like treaties were totally like non-functional, and like a lot of things weren't working right. So I was like, well, they better patch it on day one or at least a day after or something, or else it's gonna be like really bad. But the companies were working, so I did a video about companies. It was easy enough to get done. There's a review score. Assuming that they patch out at least like the major bugs from the early access, I'd say somewhere in the 7 to 8 range. But it's hard to say. I'm gonna have to play with it on the new patch to find out. Because unfortunately, there are some things that I just kind of don't have a ton of experience with because they were so broken in the access patch. But it is what it is. Is it now possible to exert soft power through economics? Yeah, more or less. But like,
to build arms industries,
I mean, you can ruin someone's economy, I guess, by like embargoing them when they rely on world trade. But it's still the case that autarky is the best way to play in terms of having the most prosperous economy. So if you're dependent on world trade, as a situation you want to be getting out of as soon as you can, autarky is still best. It's just that now it's not the only thing you can do. In previous patches, you had no choice but the autarky. Now autarky is optimal, but you can do other things. It's just that you'll be maybe putting yourself in danger.
HQs. It also lets them contribute to our investment pool more. So this one, let me be totally honest with you, I don't yet completely understand the point of it.
Yeah, I'll launch Rick 3 as well. My update's coming.
Is more or less so that when they expand it to other parts of the country, they don't have to run everything out of Connecticut. Because, you know, right now, their HQ's in Connecticut, right? There's totally a possibility where this HQ grows to be like 150 size, right? And there may not be enough population here to support 150 size HQ.
We'll probably play something like Belgium.
HQ, they can
That's a classic, right?
Get larger and larger HQs
we'll see
in other
them.
parts of the country. So we'll get that too. Now, by that point, we're already using all 4 of our free company charters. So you can see that the way they've set it up, it is actually quite possible to pick and choose your favorite company. Right now we only have 1 slot, so we only have 1 company to make, but in the future we're going to have a lot more companies, and we're going to have to worry about who gets the charters and who doesn't. Regardless, the war in China is going just fine over here, as we can see.
What changed in this update? A lot. The whole trade system has completely been overhauled. The whole treaties, treaties are a thing now, and that completely changes diplomacy. There's new companies, lots of new stuff. That's a big question.
Walter does not have the gravitas with the American political class to possibly cause a war by any means, but perhaps, with the right lobbying, he can convince the government to keep his industry alive with subsidies and subventions. There's surely a global demand for weapons, especially with tension in Europe heating up, and all the Colt Company needs is just the right economic conditions to exploit that. The time to enact such a plan came in October of 1838, when the Chinese surrendered, and invoices for Colt firearms stopped coming in from the American government.
And there we go, there's the war. So we see that we conquered Suzhou, we got our trade privileges, we'll look at that once we build some trade centers in Hong Kong, we got Hong Kong itself, and we got money transfer. Now, this is a pretty insane thing, this money transfer. That's a lot.
Yeah,
of money.
I don't know if this is gonna be patched or not, but
I'm not
money
sure
transfer is crazy.
Exactly how to. I'm not sure if the Chinese can maintain this, because I think they're gonna go into, like, I think they're gonna go into massive debt for this. But one thing I gotta say, the name on this treaty is just amazing. American Qing Treaty of Transit and Friendship. Bro, I'm forcing them to cough up like every penny they have and give me a port. And
is Vic 3 good now or still no good? If you didn't like it before, you're still not gonna like it now.
Here that this is a treaty port.
But
it's like this with the treaty port.
But if you liked it before, you'll like it even more now. But I don't think it's gonna be a patch that's gonna make people that hated the game like the game.
We can build the
still the same basic game loop.
And this little county here,
is the update downloading for me yet? Yeah, it is. I believe it. I've launched the game now. Even.
It's actually part of the Qing market. Yeah. We'll look at that in just a second. We're gonna first queue up like 40 of these.
The treaties help a lot with the with multiplayer for sure.
Okay,
the treaties
so
do a lot of
live
multiplayer.
Recording Tarkus did a very bad job explaining how this treaty port works, so allow me, post commentary Tarkus, to step in and try to explain it a little better. I want to make sure that 2 things are known. First, I didn't have a ton of time to play this DLC in early access, since most of the early access patches were way too buggy to play, which means if I get anything wrong about the intricate details of how trade works with a treaty port, I'm sorry. And second, that anything I understand about trade could be changed.
Everyone on your market's still OP, of course.
I played an early access patch. Great.
But so, you have to subjugate them for that, or you have to use the power block for it.
So, Qing's market, not my market.
So there's Victoria 3 launched. Is it the correct patch? Yeah, it is. So yeah, 1.9 is out.
Do not interface with my market. Trade centers conduct trade between the world market and the country market they're in.
Make sure it shows up in the background.
New York,
oh,
for
it is.
example,
Okay, that's good. Perfect.
Buy and sell goods to and from the world market at American prices. The trade centers in Hong Kong, despite being owned by me, buy and sell goods using Qing's prices. Nonetheless, I still own the trade center, so either the government or my capitalists, based on ownership of the trade center, make the profits. This is different from old Victoria 3, in that previously, we sold goods from one country market to another via trade routes. Well, now everything I make that I want to sell to Qing has to first go to the world market, then to the Chinese market via Hong Kong. What the treaty port does provide is huge trade advantage. Trade advantage determines essentially who gets first dibs on sell and buy orders. If the Qing market has 1,000 buy orders for a good, but there are 5,000 sell orders on the world market,
chat, they can't ask me to stream this early. They can't do this to me. This is too early for me to stream.
More of their goods into that market.
Oh god.
Ports make you a huge
I'm so tired.
Trade,
I'll try to like do a good job, but
stealing away your potential trade for themselves.
We'll play the game a bit and mess around.
And I can guarantee it's more complicated than that because world trade is a whole mess of numbers which I have not yet found the time to truly unravel yet. In the future, I'll try to put together some kind of comprehensive trading guide. Regardless, let's get back to the story then, shall we? In an effort to make the Hong Kong port worthwhile, the American government invaded Sindh, which was
at all, right?
Colt, of course, as this means more war.
Don't think there are any new ones. I only had time to play 2 countries.
Sales, given their immense
I only had time to play
drug.
2 countries in early
Sindh,
access.
sitting on
So,
the extremely fertile Indus River,
are there some connected companies? Well, there's the ones for
the
prestige
Americans.
goods. You'll see it in the video soon. But prestige goods are a journal entry, but it's not really a journal entry. It's just like a progress bar.
We might even choose to build all the opium in Sindh and then just make like an opium company. Could actually be really smart, to be honest. And then we can ship in that opium to China through our treaty port. Will be insane. We've got joint stock companies, which means we can get another company, which we're going to save that for the opium company, I think, because we're going to make a bunch of opium here in Sindh. And I think there's no special company for it. We're just going to be able to get like a generic opium company, which is fine. In fact, we can actually found it now, but I'm going to wait until we get to the, like, wait till we can maybe found the HQ in Sindh, if possible. I'm going to wait for that. And there's Sindh conquered. Excellent. We'll immediately get on making all this opium.
Opium time, maybe.
By the way, the
opium is still OP, and what'd you expect, right?
Opium
is still super OP.
Of course. But also, all unincorporated states get a massive negative to construction efficiency now, which is really painful. But, you know, it's still pretty worthwhile to build there, I'd say, in most cases. Because the opium is just so good. The reason why it's so good is because we actually have 2 modifiers here. We have the Indus River for the Mappy, which is beautiful. We also have the Indus Valley for 20% throughput. So it's unreasonable to not do this. We're also going to incorporate it because why not, honestly. And now,
you'd imagine giving Sindh statehood in the United States.
In the industrial sector of America. The opium lords and their need for new markets to sell their liquid happiness to, and the merchants of destruction that provide the tools to access those markets. Their interests go hand in hand.
I think I found that opium company now. Are they still going to make it in... I think, hopefully they make it in Sindh. Yeah, they are going to. Perfect. Okay. Let's drop that in there. Excellent. And we can add some charters to this company, perhaps.
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking, like, we can give them tobacco as well, but it's okay. We might want to give them a monopoly on opium. The thing is, we're about to get laissez-faire, and laissez-faire makes so you can't have monopolies, so it doesn't really matter anyway. We'll just let them chill, I guess. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually mark these opium.
Here's tariffs and subventions, by the way.
Importing, so that way people can't sell us opium very easily. And a huge subvention for exporting. My goal here is to just get a lot of opium out there into the world, and then we make a lot of.
It does still gain stars, yes. The more territories you incorporate, the more stars you get.
Pays us a form of reinvestment. You see, we still have a bunch of reinvestment piling up, despite the fact that we already have like over 200 construction points. So you know, this could be a bit of a waste, but we'll see. I think it'll be hype either way. Wow, they immediately bought like all of it. That was kind of crazy. That was crazy to watch in real time. The one thing you'll notice is that we're not actually exporting any of this opium right now. You might be wondering, like, why? We're making all this opium. It's in the market. It should be working, right? It's because there's no trade centers here. So this opium can't make it to anywhere else. If I'm understanding correctly, I believe that's how it's working. So we're going to actually prioritize real quick a couple of trade centers in Sindh.
I can't hear the word tariffs anymore, my guy. Well, too bad I just said it, brother. But yeah, it is a topical word, isn't it?
To Hong Kong and then into China. And that's going to go really hard for us.
So, this system is a little bit weird. That opium is able to use its port connection to sell opium to the American market, which means opium can be bought in, say, New York, Louisiana, Suzhou, pretty much anywhere that's connected to the American market, distinctly not Hong Kong because it's part of the Qing market. They use the traditional convoy port connections to do that, but opium cannot be sold on the world market via convoys. World market trades only happen at trade centers. What that means is that opium can, in theory, be sold from Sind to a trade center in New York and then exported to the world market, but we're taking
future
mapping hits
Hoi 4
when we do
content?
that, so it's inefficient.
Probably not. I just didn't
Instead,
enjoy
we
playing
like
it very
to sell
much.
it directly from Sind onto the world market. Hence, we will
What
be
is my
making
wisdom?
trade centers in Sind.
You can see here that my guns are unfortunately not very good in price. They're a bit cheap, and it's making my company not do
Have
very well.
hobbies. It's a
So
good
to fix
wisdom,
that,
I think.
I'm going to put a huge tariff on imports.
Be an
I'm
interesting
gonna put a
person.
huge
Do
subvention
hobbies. Do
on
things with your
exports.
life.
And let's watch the price change by doing this. Because the trade centers are going to see that, oh, we can actually export this stuff now because it's a subvention, and look at the way the profits change. Now, this is actually kind of a bad idea, because first of all, I'm paying for the guns, so them being more expensive kind of sucks for me because it's my army's paying the cost, right? But second of all, I'm paying the subventions, and there's a lot of subventions going on here. We're paying 10,000 in subventions of small arms, 30,000 in subventions in opium. So one thing this patch has really done, this DLC in general, is given you a lot of wiggle room with regards to how you want to use your government money. If you want to,
Yeah,
you can
this
put
is
all
the
your
big
government money into
positive I'd
just
say with this
influencing
DLC
trade
is
and
you can use
influencing the
subventions
market,
to make any
or you
build
can
work
let it be
basically,
and
but
just
it
do
costs a
whatever
lot
you
of
want.
money.
But I want these guns to be expensive. I want them to go around the world. So I'm going to
I'm drawing as I'm
be
watching
putting a
this.
lot of
Good.
money into them.
Keep up the
We're
hobbies.
almost at 100% prosperity
Good
on
idea.
our plantation company, which is great. Because once we get there, we can start getting our prestige good, the pure opium, and I'll show you what that's all about in a moment. We're also working getting our Colt revolvers too. We're almost at 100. We need to do a little more stuff here to get more prosperity. Thankfully, with the way
Vic
prosperity
3
has been
Israel
changed, it's a lot
GIGACHAD.
easier to get prosperity. So
Maybe one day.
productivity is one
The
thing.
problem with that is
can
you can't
also
play
just
Israel till you
have
get pan
staff
nationalism, so
buildings.
it's so late in the
So it's
game, no
like,
one wants
as
to
long as
play.
your company is big, it eventually becomes too big to fail, which I know is a meme, but in this game it's real, so that's cool. Also, I think we did we pass laissez-faire? We did. Okay, cool. So now we can't do monopolies anymore, which frees up a couple slots for us, which means I can go here and I can give these guys their rights. We need the authority to do that. Okay, well, let's quickly take off a decree. So I'm gonna give the plantation. See, I can't give them monopolies because I have laissez-faire, but instead I can give them control of tobacco plantations, but I don't really want them to have that, to be honest. I'll give them trade rights. I'll give them investment rights. That sounds good. And then that's all my slots, right? Yes, it is. So we could do more. The way it works now is we can do more, but it will cost us 100 authority.
I want to get you in
per
trouble. I
extra
appreciate
target
that. Someone's
we
got to
give.
look out for me.
I don't want to give up the
Thanks,
authority,
buddy.
so we won't. Looks like we are slowly gaining employees here, probably as we get qualifications for clerks.
Dude, the
we are
whole
able
like
to fill up more and more
qualifications for the
employment
trade
here.
center
And you see that
upsets
if
me
only
so
we
much.
had more employment here, we'd be getting
It's
even
like,
more
bro,
trade going on.
like
But if we're low in employment, then we
let
get
the
less trade
locals
capacity.
work there, or else
But
let
see,
me
it's
put
all this
Americans
opium
in there to
coming
work.
And in terms of like reading this, like figuring out, oh, by the way, sorry, I was about to talk about mechanics, but then I saw that the Colt Firearm Company owns like half of the trade port here. So like the opium company. So in terms of
This is a funny moment in the video for sure.
The opium is being traded through this trade center, which is owned mostly by private investors in America. And they're just paying for the cost of the merchant marine, which is the ships, basically the shipping, to send the opium out to Hong Kong and other places. But
I've heard of
mostly
that,
Hong
Eduardo.
Kong,
I've
okay?
heard of that.
And then the Colt Firearms Company is buying the opium and then selling it to the Chinese for a profit. That to me is just really, really funny. I don't know what to say. It's just really funny. We are also now doing the pure opium journal entry. I totally didn't even notice it here, but basically we have to keep the prosperity on our plantation at or equal to 100. This is actually a lie. I already reported this as a bug to the developers. It means you have to keep the prosperity bonus, which means you have to have 75
We're
prosperity
doing
or higher.
Vic 3 patch
So it's
1.0
okay to
videos.
fluctuate a little bit. It should still be
Yeah,
okay.
it'd be
You
interesting.
maintain this for
Reflect
3
on old
years,
Vic 3.
and then all the opium
Yeah,
produced
things
by our
how
company
things have
is gonna
changed, but
become
how they've
pure
stayed the
opium.
same.
And we'll look at exactly what that entails.
Bolt
once
Medicine
they
Company,
actually
dude,
get
true.
the prestige good.
Shoot someone
The seas
with your
between
Colt
Sind and
gun,
Hong
heal
Kong
them
are
with your
dangerous,
Colt opium.
And rather than risk their highly valuable cargo going to the bottom of the sea, the American plantation company contracted out the Colt Firearm Company to arm their ships with the weaponry that had served the American military recently. Walter Longstreet, savvy businessman that he is, did not ask that Colt be paid in actual money, but instead wanted a slice of the profits on all the opium arriving in Hong Kong.
Do you mean Great
which
War
the
Mechanic
plantation
in the
company was
Balkan
happy to
DLC? I have
oblige.
no idea. I don't know anything
Both
about that
parties
DLC,
benefit, and
so I couldn't
critically,
tell you.
Colt gets to have their weapons
But I doubt
advertised
it.
on trade
I think
ships
they
that
would have
will
advertised
travel
that quite a
across
bit.
the world
To be
deliver
clear, like
illicit goods.
stuff like that Balkan DLC, that's like a flavor pack, right? Flavor packs are just gonna have like journal entries in them. I don't know what to tell you. Like they're just gonna be like, yeah, here's like some journal entries that you're gonna play once and then forget about. Sorry, I'm being so cynical with flavor packs. I don't like flavor packs. You guys know that. This is a mechanics pack, so you actually have things to do with it. I get the feeling the Balkan DLC is gonna be a bunch of just like journals and then whatever. So I doubt there's gonna be any new mechanics introduced, but we'll see, I guess, right? But I think if they were doing a Great War mechanic, that would have been pretty front and center on the advertising for the Balkan DLC. We'll see, I guess. Time will tell.
So yeah, I'll be playing some pretty standard Victoria 3 alongside this weird guns, drugs, and steel build. Victoria 3 has been changed by this DLC for sure, but the old heuristics still very much so apply. Iron, coal, steel, and tools are an insanely powerful industrial loop, which will launch your nation into the stratosphere economy-wise. That means that from here, you'll be seeing a little more standard Victoria 3 gameplay.
Looks like over in Sind we can actually make even more trade centers, because there's enough people who apparently have enough qualifications to do it, and there's just more trade capacity. The sort of heuristic I've been using so far is just, if it's full on trade capacity, that means you have more space for trade, so make more trade centers. That's all I've been doing, basically. You can also let the AI just build them, because obviously our private sector will build them, but I literally just, like, if I see it's full, I build more. That's like my entire mindset. Let's get another, like, 20 of these. Sure, that sounds good. This pharmaceuticals meaning we can get public healthcare, which I'm always down for. There it is. Basically only the evangelicals want it, but that's okay. Should be pretty easy to pass, because the industrialists are really happy with me, so they're not going to oppose it, which is great. So yeah, it seems
very
like
kind of the
diplomatic
industrialists
pact from Qing is not going away. We're still getting their money. So fine with me, obviously. I mean, we love having the extra cash, but it's probably not meant to work this way. It's probably not meant to be doing this. Now we're kind of hitting our employment limit here on the trade center, which sucks a little bit. We also are having an issue with infrastructure. So maybe we build another port.
I do always like conquering Sind and making all the opium there, then everyone there gets so rich. Like, you end up with, like, a really high SOL Sind.
Marine will also make our trades in general just more profitable, because it'll reduce the input costs on our trade centers.
As the American Plantation Company has been getting better and better at farming opium, they've maintained their prosperity, and as such, it was in May of 1846 that the farming techniques in Sind paid off. The opium there is of much higher grade than any other on the market, and in terms of what this means, pure opium will provide a trade advantage to any route that uses it in place of regular opium, and when pops buy it,
I think the prestige goods are pretty cool, by the way.
Again,
I'll probably talk more about it when we actually start, like, streaming, but the prestige goods I think were really nice in the sense of giving some, like, flavor. But I would have liked if they did something beyond, like, if each one did something different. That would have been really, really cool. If each prestige good had its own effect, sort of like how companies each have their own effect. That'd have been amazing, but it's okay. I mean, I always ask for more than what I deserve to have, I guess. But it is what it is. But yeah, we got pure opium now, which is cool. There's also, like, Bengal opium. Again, all of the prestige goods are the exact same. They just have different names, which, you know, is nice flavor. But
yeah, are they already producing them? Looks like they already have it. Oh, okay. Maybe that event triggered for both of them because it's, like, bugged or something. Let's see. Are they actually making Colt firearms? They are. Okay, so we have them.
And then colonization better now, even when you won't colonize, because the non-colonization agreements. Maybe, yeah.
So if you look
not sure how much I'll ever
for
be using those, to be honest.
This barracks here,
but yeah, could be a good
you
idea.
should be seeing that because they're using the Colt revolvers, they get more damage. Yeah, 10% from supplied with prestige goods. You see here. So 10% from the prosperity bonus on Colt, and then 10% from supplying with prestige goods. Pretty good, man. Pretty damn good. We love to see it. Anyway, from here, I think, yeah, like I said before, we're going to focus on sort of building a more standard economy. For our next company, not sure what we'll actually pick, but we'll find out, I guess.
Finally, executive Walter Longstreet, thanks to his lucrative deal with the American Plantation Company, was able to prototype and mass-produce the Colt revolver, again named after his friend Samuel Colt. As the quality of opium rises, so too do the profits, and along with those profits do the payments for Colt's protection rise. Across the world, trade ships bearing crates of intoxicating opium sail the seas, with American veterans looking for any kind of work brandishing Colt revolvers to keep the shipping lanes safe. It's a beautiful symbiosis, and one with great benefit to America's role in the world market. Unfortunately, these massive profits for Colt and the Plantation Company cannot be maintained, as they've been, shall we say, inflated by the American
dude, you want to know, my proposal for Great War mechanic in Victoria 3 has always been that you don't have necessarily a war be Great War or not Great War. You should have it so that whenever a great power joins a side in a war, it adds more maneuvers to the war, because, like, the great power comes in, and that's an escalation when a great power joins a war. So you add more maneuvers to both sides of the war, and once you have, you know, this number is quite changeable, but once you have, let's say, at least 2 great powers on each side, then the escalation becomes to the level that every great power can add war goals, even if they're not primary war participants. So, like, a one-on-one great war, or maybe you can make it 3 versus 3, I don't know, but, like, you know, one great power versus another great power, it's a relatively standard war. One great power versus two, relatively standard, but more maneuvers, so more can happen. Once you get a 2v2, maybe let's call it a 3v3, whatever, like you just keep building up to eventually some number, okay? Once you get there, then it becomes like every great power can add war goals using all of those maneuvers that were added by the previous great powers joining. That to me would be a good idea for making a great war system, is that you don't have like a binary great war or not great war, but just like you have a system by which great powers escalate conflicts is what you want to do. But yeah, that's, you know, that's just me. That's what I say for making great wars, but who listens to me, right?
Sounds good to me. So I'm going to do something interesting. I'm gonna make a protectorate on Vietnam. That's gonna call in probably Burma, Cambodia,
True, Endir. True.
That's totally fine.
True.
Protectorate on Vietnam. And then I'm gonna make a treaty with them. I want to get monopoly rights, or maybe I can't do that because I have laissez-faire.
Invading Vietnam as America never gets old.
I can actually. I want to monopolize their opium, is what I want to do. So that way they can't build it, only my company can build it. So let's do that. And then I also want all their money if we can get it. Depends how much money they want to give me, actually. If they not want to give me any money, then who cares? But how much can I get out of them? 3K. I mean, we'll take whatever the free amount is.
They should add a cabinet system.
Like, do like
yeah, I mean, dude, like,
3K gold.
Look, you guys know my opinions about this stuff. Like, everything in Victoria 3 needs more updates, right? But I don't know. I mean, they'll get there when they get there, I guess. I think that Victoria 3 could benefit. Like, any idea you want to propose, right? I'm just gonna say yeah, because of course, like, more stuff makes sense. I guess it depends on the nature of the mechanic. If you told me, like, should they add like a, you know, dynastic system similar to like CK3 with like friendship and interactions, I'd probably say that's pretty low priority. But you know, even then, if you added it, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, like anything that you propose here, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that sounds good, because Victoria 3 needs a lot of systems that feel like they're missing. But at the same time, the scope of the game is like economics and governance and like pops, right? So that's what they should focus on more than anything. This DLC is like an economics DLC, and for that reason, it's very important. It's critical to the game, I would say. But, you know, other DLCs maybe are less critical because they're less important for the focus. Did Vic 3 add a cat petting mechanic? Yes, absolutely.
We do have the maximum opium we can build here. We could, I guess, nationalize these and destroy them. And honestly, okay, sure, like, you know, this stuff is crap. Never mind, we're laissez-faire, so actually we can't. So never mind, that's just the most opium we're going to get there that we can. We can get more opium from places like Afghanistan, maybe. We can go for that. Got a new president, Simon Rollins. Cool. He's honorable and a political operator. Seems legit. We just got free trade. So this is
love free trade.
I think it doesn't actually change how much we can do subventions, but it just changes how much we can import and export. If we look, I think I meant to say tariff. So we can't do.
Yeah, I think I meant to say tariff on import and export, or whatever.
So this apparently is tariffed already. I guess once it's tariffed once, you can't untariff it. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So we can only do subventions now. We can't do tariffs, which is fine. There's the end of the war. We now have Vietnam in our market, which is great. Also, freedom, equality, and brotherhood. We're just so democratic.
And it seems like EU5 is every game fused together, though. Maybe.
I have learned is indeed fixed for the public.
I haven't really, honestly, I haven't really watched very much EU5 stuff at all.
But basically,
I'm following it like very slightly because like Generalist makes videos about it and stuff, and I watch his content. But like, I'm keeping myself pretty insulated from most EU5 stuff because I just want, like, whenever the game comes out, it comes out. I'm gonna play it, and then if it's good, it's good, and if it's not, it's not. And I don't want to get all this hype around it. I'm just gonna go play it and experience it once it comes out. You know, that's all I want to do with it.
Well, mostly calm down here.
Hopefully it comes out, I don't know, like early next year maybe. I don't know what their plan is, but
I have one more thing to mention, hopefully. Which is that the extremely keen viewer will have noticed that my infamy keeps on going down faster than it should. This is not a bug or a cheat or anything. It's a pretty cool little event that is firing for the nations to whom I export guns. You may have, on occasion, gotten an event where your people complain about importing foreign
This event's
guns,
crazy, and it triggers constantly with the new system.
And reduce the infamy
so,
of the nation
because this event triggers constantly because you're sending your guns out to the world market, and maybe you have like 100 on the world market, right? And let's say like 5 of them are going to like 20 countries, right? 5 times 20 is 100. Well, that's 20 opportunities to trigger the -5 infamy event, so you're getting spammed with that event. So infamy is pretty much solved if you're willing to export your guns.
We'll see a larger focus on industries in America, whether it be iron, coal, food, clothes, or just guns. America is about to rapidly de-peasant.
We're gonna build up a crap ton of trade centers in New York now. We're gonna start making our arms industries up here. We've set up a pretty good set of industries. We're working on the tools and the steel right now. We're working on the iron. But we're gonna start making just a bunch of arms industries.
Stuttering hiccups,
and just sending guns
I just don't want my experience to be sullied by expectation, right?
In the meantime, we could go for
whatever EU5 ends up being. I hope it's good and I'll play it. That's all I know.
Maybe, although they might help Mexico instead. They're almost willing to accept an alliance. They just want them to sweeten the deal. How about an embassy? It gives them a 5% chance of accepting. Okay. How about, like, no tariffs on, I don't know, how about, like, no tariffs on opium? Right, we have free trades. We can't even do that. We give them a monopoly on something, but I don't really want to do that.
True, Stuttering hiccups,
like
true. Well, that's thanks to the Invictus team more than anything.
So. They want to give military assistance. Seems like they want to do this, so sure. 90% chance to accept, okay. They want to help me. I guess because they want the experience gain is why, but sure, I'll take that. That's quite nice, actually.
I'm adding a quick note here to talk about treaties. So, this is awkward, because I'm sponsored by Paradox for this video, but the frank truth is that treaties...
Started the game a week ago, now the update drops. That's your fault for learning the game when the update's about around the corner.
For that reason,
we've known the update was going to come on this day for a while, so that was maybe an unwise choice, but it's okay because the basic mechanics are all the same. It's trade that's been massively updated and diplomatic treaties and stuff like pacts and all that. So, I mean, you know, it's whatever you learned, probably it still applies for the most part.
And that this video will likely...
Oh yeah, Star Wars 4.0. So I haven't actually played it yet, but I've been really wanting to. I heard it was really buggy though, but is it getting better? Are they fixing it? Star Wars 4.0?
Gonna fold quite easily against my army, given how powerful I am, so I'm not too worried about anything. Got a new tech for sewing machines, and we'll of course use those. We can see, by the way, the new frontline system at play here, although it's kind of been borked by this now, but you saw earlier how...
Yeah, new front lines are nice. Not perfect, but they're nice.
Front. Now there's two, so I'm not sure exactly why this...
Yo, nice, that's fun, Grimcat.
But basically, they made it so that fronts are a little bit less finicky, although still finicky, of course. I would appreciate if one day they just kind of completely overhauled how fronts work in general.
Patch 20 since 4.0, damn.
Better than nothing to see a little bit of
change.
You still see some front spaghetti here. It's not like the spaghetti's gone. Merely been slightly altered, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So like
secret police next.
I think they may have oversold the whole front change. They were like, yeah, we fixed like the front spaghetti. It's not fixed, okay? It's better, but it's not fixed, okay? It's not like the front spaghetti's gone. It's just that it's a little better.
What the heck happened here?
Navajo's conquest here is actually not a bug. It's about how the AI capitulates wars. Mexico was in a war with Navajo while I was fighting them, and since I was so dominant in the war, I was able to occupy all of Mexico very quickly. When you 100% occupy a nation, they capitulate all their wars, and that can be awkward if there are wars with overlapping war goals. All that happened here is that Mexico capitulated to the Navajo before capitulating to me, so they gave those states away to them first,
fun is important.
Which invalidated my war goals, and then they capitulated to me. The solution to this is to go back in autosaver to, and just not 100% occupy Mexico so that they don't capitulate, and instead run them down to a -100 war support, at which point they capitulate only to me.
Looks like my income from China is gone now. I don't know why exactly it's gone. Like, I'm not sure. What I mean is, it should be gone because the
production quality can rise each year. Yes.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying.
What exactly happened.
Like, so what I've been doing lately is I've been trying to like sit down and watch other videos or like, you know, just look at my editing software and actually learn like new techniques, right? Like that kind of thing. So like I've been trying to become like a better video creator because, you know, I want to take some pride in what I make, you know, but at the same time, it's also I think it's also a good idea to just get some content out there. Like I think YouTube is a very interesting game in the sense that better quality videos are nice, but there is an incentive on YouTube to just like put more videos out. So I've been trying to do that too. I mean, I'm trying, but shit, dude, like the desire to baby a video, like to sit with it, make it better and better, and like add new techniques to it, like it's always there. But I am trying to balance between wanting to make higher quality and wanting to keep up my production output. You know,
putting an American
that's YouTuber stuff.
Have Vietnamese capitalists making its money. Not that I have a problem with that, but in theory it's suboptimal because it means that I'm going to get less reinvestment. But oh well.
I'm actually unsure whether or not this is an intended outcome.
I believe it is intended, by the way.
Vietnamese shareholders, in essence, who are running operations in Vietnam. That means the money is going to Vietnamese pops who will invest in Vietnamese states, and in many ways, I have no problem with that because Vietnam will invest the money into buildings that contribute to my market, and any extra taxes they make I'll be getting some of once they become my puppet. Even if it's suboptimal, I do enjoy the company becoming an entrenched institution, even in other countries.
Yeah, it's good roleplay.
It's nice for world building
roleplay.
and for a non-mechanical representation of my company's influence. But yeah,
to me, there's always space for quote-unquote useless mechanics that help build the world up, right? So, like, are regional HQs ever worth making? Like, kinda not really, to be honest. They're very rarely worth it. But it's a fun concept. So that's why it's okay. Even if it's like, who would ever want to do that? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's fun to use, fun to build. Or in Sind, or even in Hong Kong, I think there should be one. Looks like no, because, right, it's part of the Chinese market. But basically, like, we have all these, like, world market hubs, and goods get sent out to the world market through this. And they have market access, just like any other state would. In this case, 100%. So everything has the same price. If you look around, so
look
true,
at, like,
Grimco, so true.
Market, if you click on this is opium on the world market. We can see who makes the most of it, I think. So by exports, right? I export pretty much all the opium in the game, which is crazy, because why aren't the British exporting any? It's weird. By pure opium, I believe I'm the only person that's exporting it. But, yeah. Oh, it is the same good. Okay, I see. But yeah, obviously, I'm the one exporting the most, but I'm surprised the British aren't exporting any. The Chinese are importing the most. Yeah. And then this impact advantage...
I don't understand how trade works properly yet. This is so the whole like world market system is just like a lot harder to understand than the previous trade system. There's a lot what do you call it, like there's a lot more numbers going into this. So it's not that it's like super duper complex. It's that previously the only numbers you had to look at in old Victoria 3 was like your market, their market, plus tariffs, plus cost of convoys. Like, okay, sure, right? But now there's like your market, there's the world market, and then there's the market you're trading to, and then there's trade advantage, which is you competing on the world market. Trade advantage represents like competition on the market. And then there's like the subventions and tariffs, and there's MAPI. Like it's getting more and more complicated, so I haven't had the time to look through it properly, but we'll try to look at that on Belgium.
Part of why I dominate world trade so much is simply that I'm subsidizing my trade centers. A lot of my trades wouldn't be profitable otherwise, but the subsidies keep the trade centers able to do as much trade as possible. A big reason why so much of the opium is going to the world market is that opium is consumed by pops as an intoxicant, and I just don't have enough population to make enough demand for the opium that it would possibly stay profitable, so to make up for that lack of
I do subsidize trade centers, that's what I do.
The opium is going to the world market. It could be that the British have a large amount of opium consumption in their market thanks to India.
So, from what I understand, the reason why Britain wasn't exporting any opium is because I have so much trade advantage with my opium because of Sind that that like it's causing their so trade advantage is competition, right? If you have a truly immense trade advantage, you can actually be the only one that has enough advantage to trade anything on the world market. It's very much like a zero-sum game. Like if a country has just an absolutely insane amount of trade advantage, they will outcompete every single other trade center in the game. So you can pretty easily dominate the world market if you have this one state that just completely, like I have like a Sind opium plantation in this game, in this particular video, with 160% throughput, producing pure opium, which remember pure opium gives you a trade advantage as well as having a higher price. So it's like no one can export any opium in this world because I've completely dominated that market, which is super cool. The thing is, like, it's probably too easy, but to be fair, I'm playing America. America is an easy country. I could see it being very valuable to, let's say, as like Sweden, try and dominate the iron trade, because you're going to be competing with guys like Britain, and it's going to be tough. But if you can completely control the trade of iron as Sweden, you can do a lot of good stuff. The thing about iron is that mostly you actually don't want to trade your iron away. You want to keep it to yourself and use it for your own construction. But I digress. Okay, I digress.
Get like one more port here. Cool.
Like in general, you don't want to trade away your raw resources unless you're just needing a boost in the early game. Like you don't want to be a mercantilist economy, right? You'd much rather be a manufacturing economy and then export your finished goods, because it's more efficient for you. It makes the most jobs, makes the most tax revenue when you do it that way. But like, you know, further roleplay can be fun, right?
So we're gonna incorporate it, and then we also want to try to survey the Panama Isthmus, which needs civilizing.
Gut feeling is enough. Yeah, gut feeling is enough for trade. Yeah, definitely.
We could also go for the Suez, because there's also a Suez company that does the same thing.
Where it also
Video's almost over, by the way. It's only like a couple more
I'm
minutes.
go for that too.
Because I'm doing a part 2 for this, is the idea.
But if they do, we just call on Britain to help. Not a big deal. I think I will grab maybe Lower Egypt as well, because it is nice to have that, and yeah, that's okay. Lower Egypt and Matru. Let's make it like a nice coast.
Is live or a premiere? It's a premiere. Oh, he's probably, what am I saying?
This place is pretty much completely useless. Just there for the aesthetics. This place is quite good. You have Opium here as well. And then, of course, you want this for the canal. War has begun. A naval invade immediately into... I guess we can start with Egypt and work our way into the Ottomans later. I'm gonna go to Eritrea. Because I don't know why not. It'll be less defended, probably. And I'm kind of just hoping that the British will handle this whole war, like the rest of the, you know, heavy lifting. It looks like we've got the upper hand against the Ottomans after defending for a while, so let's go ahead and swap over to Advanced Front now. And let's just wait and see if we win. Once we actually reach Lower Egypt, I'm thinking that we also will like abandon this front and just go over to the Ottoman capital in Constantinople.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a two-parter on this video.
We could push,
but because I wanted to make sure that I actually explained some of the new mechanics in this video, I ended up spending more time talking about mechanics, which took up more time in the video. And I didn't want this to be longer than like 50 minutes. I was like, okay, 50 minutes or so is probably a good length. So it's like 55 minutes, I think, is how long the video is. But I was like, yeah, let's not push this to be like an hour and a half, 2-hour long video. Yeah.
And here, plus released Syria, which is nice. Apparently they have like the same color as the Ottomans, but they are not a subject. Feels good, man. Now we have these extra treaties. The Agreement between the United States of America and Ottoman Empire, very simple name. And the Washington Declaration. Again, these are really just money grabs, but cool. So to survey the Suez Isthmus, we're going to need a lot more bureaucracy, so we're just going to wait till we build up more of that. I already queued up a bunch of it at the bottom of my list here. So in a couple years, we'll complete our current queue, we'll do all the government administration, and then we'll grab the Suez Canal. Throughout the war in the Middle East, the government has used the war as a distraction from the fact that slavery was finally on the chopping block. The American secret police have been working hard to...
I love using secret police to ban slavery. It's just such a funny idea.
The entire institution of slavery has been losing ground to the old colonial labor concept that kicked off the entire...
Yeah, Germany continues to be a rare tag in Vic 3, which, like... You know, I just, like, why? I say why as if it's, like, so stupid, but... I don't know. The fact that Germany continues to be this, like, unicorn tag is so weird to me. Like, I don't know what to do about it, but somehow you gotta find a way to make it so Germany happens more often. It's very critical to the time period that Germany formed. Good. If not, then oh no, we're gonna fail the petition. But it is what it is. Check out this cinema. It did pass, so we're good. Damn, nice. That's Zoom. A triumph actual of American cinema. Democracy. Slavery is banned, and without any hostilities between North and South. Soon will begin the peculiar reconciliation as America steams hard into the industrial age. With a GDP of almost £85 million in 1857, we've managed to accomplish quite a bit in just 21 years of game time. Overall, the ability to extract money from Qing and for world trade to create immense demand for goods means that the game is much faster paced for the great powers, absolute cinema.
And GDP numbers
I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better at editing, okay?
Earlier.
Kind of finished this video last minute. So one like what do you call it? Caveat about this video. I had a deadline to make this video. But remember I mentioned that all the patches were broken as hell? Like all the early patches were so broken they were effectively unplayable. So we got a working... First of all, we were promised a patch on like June 9th. And like, okay, so everyone's getting ready on June 9th. That patch gets delayed to June 10th. So it's like, okay, June 10th instead, right? Then that patch drops, and there's so much wrong with it that it's like, okay, nobody wants to record on this because it's too broken. Then we wait till I think like June 12th or so, and there's like a relatively playable patch, but it's still got problems. So then, once we get to like, you know, around, I think I started recording this video on like June 14th. So like June 14th hits, and I'm recording. Takes me 2 days to record footage for this. It's June 16th now. I edit it and voice it and write it in like 1 day. And get it ready for the thing. So I did not do a lot of skillful edits on this video. Okay, I needed to get it out because I signed a contract to get a video out. So I was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna get this video out. So I didn't do a lot of cool editing except in the intro. I tried to do some cool editing, but even then, barely anything. Just some relatively basic stuff. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I think it's coming to an end basically right now.
And world trade have changed the game.
I couldn't dive too deeply into the mechanics on
It should
account
be
of a
editing
lack
in a
of
second
time,
here.
but you can certainly expect a review with more details on the topic soon.
Dude, wide Tarkus for real.
Maybe even on the same day
So
as
true.
this very video, but more likely it'll be a day or two later. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you can expect the sequels to come soon, where we'll be creating Canals and further industrializing.
Stick around for the
time.
live stream, folks. It'll redirect. Can't believe so much of the vid. Just watch it later, bro. Real. But yeah, it should redirect to my stream now. In a second, anyway. I don't know how long it'll take, but should anyway. I set it up to do that. If not, I can always link the live stream, I guess. Damn, 40 of you guys watching a black screen. Embarrassing. Do premieres just like not work? I swear I set it up to redirect to my stream after the premiere ends, but it's just like no. Okay then. We're not redirecting. There it is. Okay, it took a little while. Base Librarian watcher? You know I watch Librarian, my dude. I fucking love Librarian. How's my cat? She's good. She's in the other room right now. And yeah, here it is. I think it should be working, right? I'm currently live, am I not? Right? Hello viewers. Hello viewers from the premiere. How are we doing today? Welcome. Playing Victoria 3 today. Let's get some music on. Let's interrupt the quiet a little bit. Wow. Do war reps cost infamy now? They do, depending on how much you ask for. War reps, so you determine how much money you ask for with war reps now, and you the more you ask for, the more infamy it costs. So it's like about how much you want to ask for. You can still get free war reps if you take a small amount of money. But yeah. Forgive me, chat. It's early in the morning. Which nation today? I'm thinking Belgium. That feels like a fun idea. I'm thinking Belgium, but we could do something maybe like Spain actually. But yeah. Let's see, let's take a look. You tell me, chat. Who do you want to see? How about that? Who do you want to see played today? I'm thinking some, like, middle power. Not like a great power, but like a middle power. Portugal? Maybe. We do get the treaty port, so we can mess with that. Switzerland? Don't know about Switzerland. We want to have a coastline. That'd be kind of nice. Like the Belgium idea. Sardinia? I don't want to play in Italy, dude. Although, actually, Italy's not too bad. I would say I don't want to because I don't like the Italy events. I don't understand how the Risorgimento works, but... Try Persia. 2 Sicilies. Spain sounds fine. Netherlands or Belgium. Yeah. Belgium is nice. Bremen. We're not doing a insignificant power. You can never convince me to do an insignificant power. It is what it is. That isn't terrible tech. I agree with that idea. Greenland. Real. Denmark. Sweden's a classic. Denmark is an interesting idea, but I don't know about that. Spain could be fun. What would we do with Spain, I wonder? Part of me says just play America again, like in GIGACHAD. Bavaria inform Germany. Don't know about that. Maybe Prussia. I think honestly Prussia would be a good pick. We can just enjoy some Prussia gameplay. Hopefully I don't mess up the German unification, but Denmark could be cool. Portugal, play Mexico. The New World is fun, but... You guys know me, I like playing great powers. Cuba for cigars, dude, real. We could do Cuba, actually, and just do, like, a company and export cigars and stuff, but... I'm gonna do Prussia. I think Prussia sounds like fun. I haven't actually played Prussia on this patch. We can be like a trading Germany. I always love USA gameplay. USA is just so fun to play in this game. It's hard to ever be like, yeah, don't play USA. It's like, dude, they're really fun, honestly. But it is what it is. Alright. Russia. How do you want to play Prussia today? Well, first of all, let's take a look at what what are we even trading right now? Of course, we export ammunition. That makes a lot of sense. I want to see my... I think I can see them... I didn't mean to pause. I think I can see my exports here with trade, yeah. Tools, furniture, lead, guns. Okay. We have Krupp, which means we're gonna get the Krupp guns, which is fine. I guess that's okay. Friedrich Krupp. Make big Germany. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe. But yeah, for now we'll pick our tech and stuff. We're gonna do a relatively standard Prussia game, I think. I guess we want to go nationalism right away, right? Yeah. Okay. So for Prussia, you just kind of want to build in Silesia. That's, I mean, at least in my opinion, that's pretty good. And we can add some road decrees over here, maybe. But yeah, let's just do like... Are there any interesting companies available that we could maybe use? Because we want to look for like interesting companies and stuff, right? Let's not worry about it, I guess. Sorry, chat. It's been a while and I'm very tired. Let's build up, I guess, construction sectors first, actually, before anything else. And, you know, classic play, we're gonna go for China. You know, it is what it is. Let's build up our... I guess we can build up a fleet. So they made it, I think, so that Britain's kind of, like, less willing to help you with, like, fighting, like, Qing whenever you want. So, yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to do that anymore. Here, go up this, there you go. 19 and 19. I'm gonna go to, like, 20 and 20, actually. There we go. And I think we'll just go from here. See what happens. We're missing some man of wars, apparently. Okay, that's quick. Do we not have any shipyards at this game start? Oh, okay. Cool, we'll add something, I guess. Do that. We did pick Prussia, yes. But yeah, chat, the plan for today is stream for a bit, and then I gotta go work on more videos for Vic 3. I have like a review to make, I have part 2 of that America video to make. Got a lot to make, so yeah. I guess we can try importing some ships, so we can put a subvention on imports on Man of Wars. And that should help us to bring some in. We'll do that. Wrong goal. Don't worry about the goal, we'll fix that in a second. We'll fix that up in a moment here. Let's see if I can do that. Nightbot. Okay. Dominate the world market as Prussia. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but we'll figure that out. There you go. It's fixed now. Atmospheric engine. Very cool. How much am I paying in subventions right now? 3k. I probably should have put that much on the ships, but oh well. What is a subvention? Subventions are when, so if we look at like, do I have any, or if I look at that trade of Man of Wars, we can actually go find it in the trade center. This one in Pomerania. Okay. So if you look at this, right, it's going to be importing the gun, or sorry, importing the ships, right? And it doesn't make a profit. So what's happening here is it's like, okay, we don't make a profit here, so it doesn't really want to import them. But when I put a subvention on it, essentially I'm willing to cover a certain portion of the cost of import myself. So like, see here I'm paying about, what is this, about like 400 or whatever, 400 pounds to basically cover the lack of profits on this. So it's like, this would be like a terrible trade normally, but they're choosing to do it because I'm paying them to do it, essentially. It's like a reverse of a tariff. You're encouraging trade by covering it for them. Like a subsidy for trade routes? Yeah, kind of. You could say that. Anyway, we're just building up, like... I think we probably should build up our iron mines first before anything else, to be honest. Yeah, we actually have a shortage of iron. Okay, hold on. Where did my iron... Did my iron mines not get built? What? I thought I queued those up, but okay. Build these up. 6. That's good. We can build some up over here, too, maybe. We have enough space. Not very much infrastructure here, unfortunately. Lots here. Okay. If it makes free trade even stronger. I mean, yeah, I think so. It's nice. Free trade is good. It always has been good. Oh, I should be improving relations to all the people. I forgot to be doing that. Hold on a minute. Let's do improve relations to everybody. Okay, and then let's also make some rivals. Ottomans, Spain, Portugal, probably like America. I mean Brazil. Like sure, right? We just want to have rivals that are really weak. Just free influence. Okay, cool. Congratulations to everybody. I'm spending a lot of money. This is not good. I should not be spending this much. Hopefully when we build the iron, it works. Give them embassies between relations they'll drift towards. I mean, we could make some treaties. We could just guarantee everyone's independence, but it costs us the influence to do that. Yeah. Won't bother then. Might want to downsize construction, to be honest. We might have gone a little overzealous, or I guess I could raise taxes, but won't really do much for me. As national militia cause leverage resistance? Does it? I didn't even know that. I guess it does, yeah, I don't know why. Don't know. I guess because the army is more decentralized. Maybe that's the idea. Rivalries feel so inconsequential? Yeah, they can be. They're not the most consequential, I'll tell you that. Are there any laws that I want changed? Could put in these guys. I mean, I guess it's a more legitimate government, so sure. Why not? Are there any good agitators available? There's a radical. Okay, interesting. We could go the Republic route, like, immediately. Sounds kind of good, actually. Oh, he's not accepted enough. Damn. You hate to see it. Hopefully once we build up all these iron mines, it'll fix up our budget issues right now from the fact that we have a lot of construction. We'll see. We can also invade China for their money. The bank. So, assuming they haven't changed it since the early access patch, the Bank of Ming is a thing now. Although it's the Bank of Qing, so the Bank of Ming. You can get a lot of money out of China now. Assuming they haven't changed it. We'll see when we invade, but yeah. See, maybe we can start the war and then just invade them later. Let's see, let me like go for some kind of treaty port in Suzhou. Britain might even help me. Let's see. No, they won't. Okay. So let's see how much money you can ask for. Did they not change it? Let's see. You can still ask for all their money. So we can spend 40 infamy by getting 67k. That is actually totally worth it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's a lot of infamy, but that's a lot of money. Okay, that's a ton of money. It's hard to say no to this. We're going to declare the war now, and that's fine. And then we will actually like send the army over once we actually have a navy. You can ask for all their money. Yes, so 67k for 40 infamy. It costs 60 maneuvers to do, but it's fine. It's a lot of money. Okay. I think I'm also gonna want, like, I don't know. You can just ask them for goods, but I don't think I guess we can ask them for grain. I can't slide this. Okay, yeah. So clearly, remember when I mentioned that treaties were totally broken? Okay. Look, I'm hoping they patch more things. It seems like maybe they fix some bugs, but you see, you can't. Like this is a useless mechanic because I can't add more than 10 grain. I'm not gonna declare a war for 10 grain for 10 maneuvers. Okay. I want more than this, but I cannot ask for more, unfortunately. So, unfortunate. I could get investment rights, but that's 50 maneuvers for that. The same as war operations. The war operations usually is 10% of gross income. We can now ask for all of their money. We could even ask for it again, I think. Why can't I ask for it again? Don't have enough maneuvers, maybe? Get even more money. Let's see, you don't want to get just max infamy? You don't want to get even more cash? Will this work? Oh my god. Bro, it gave the same number. Well, we're gonna see if this actually gives me twice as much. See, I told you treaties were broken, guys. I told you treaties were broken, alright? Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Let's see if we can get an ungodly amount of money out of the Chinese here. And I'm telling you this too, okay? Oh, they want to join? Yes. Yeah, Britain win the war for me. Thank you, Britain. Alright. They want investment rights in Korea in order to join this war. Dude. yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm telling you though, I reported bugs, okay? 140k a week as well. We'll see if it stacks or not. We'll see. And are we crashing? Is that another feature? No, okay, we're good. No crash. Just see, well, I didn't even mobilize yet. Yeah, Britain's gonna handle the war for me. So, if this goes well, we get our treaty port in Suzhou, which is nice, and 130k or so, 134k per week. So let's see. Thoughts on Iran-Israel situation? Not right now. It's a sponsored stream. Can't talk about that stuff on the sponsored stream. Where do your Diplo go? I have high infamy, so now we cost more influence to do things. All right, Britain, you handle the war for me. Thank you. Good luck. This could actually be a good opportunity to liberate Schleswig and Holstein, to be honest, because now Britain won't join against me. But France might still join against me, so let's maybe not do that. Fine. How's the lag this patch? I found the game was pretty laggy, but I don't have the best computer. So it's not an accurate representation, I don't think. I think we just got a new king. That was fast. And we have this guy. I have to hear your opinion about this DLC at the end of the stream, of course. I mean, I can give it now as we wait for this war to happen. Like, overall, I think it's really good, but it's marred with bugs, at least in the early access. Is there a memory leak? Not that I'm aware of. I believe there's no memory leak. It's just got like, the treaties are the part that's super bugged. The companies work well, the charters work well, all that stuff is fine. The treaties and the early access patch were bugged to all hell. I get the feeling they may still be bugged, looking at the double money transfer here. I get the feeling we may still be looking at a pretty huge bug. Let's see, though. Like, things like, for example, the very, very unintuitive interactions, okay? Why does me bullying them to give me money improve our relations? Like, this is what I mean about, I don't know if, okay, only calling, whatever. Like, this to me is weird. Oh, it should be. Yeah, that should press it, yeah. Like, why is it that it's improving our relations? I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, go ahead and win the war for me for Britain, thank you. Oh, a lot of stuttering. So one thing about this patch is a lot of stuttering. I got this in early access too. It wasn't crashing, but the stuttering was unreal. So, yeah. See, look at how much it's stuttering. And to be fair, I'm streaming, and my computer isn't the best. One of my specs, I have an NVIDIA 1060, okay, with 6 GB of VRAM, and I've got, what do you call it? And I've got a AMD CPU. I forget what the number is, but an old AMD CPU. Look at the update. I like the update, but it's got some problems. Definitely. New mandate just dropped, by the way. I'll take, I'll just take the one for companies, probably. So there's a new mandate called companies. And it's a pretty good one. You get another company slot with it, so you gotta take it. Unfortunately, Britain's war goal to enforce investment rights is like gonna require us to go to Korea, but they might just capitulate out eventually if they keep fighting. We'll see what they do. We're gonna let them throw their men away over here, so that's fine. How are our iron mines looking? Pretty good. Making big money over here. When do you think DLC will be stable? I don't know. Probably in a couple days. I mean, look, in the early access patch, you expect things to be unstable. It's how it is, okay? Of course. You expect it to be unstable. But when it releases, you hope that it's at least kind of stable. So I don't know how many bugs they fixed, but I'm telling you, in the early access patch, very, very, like, so many bugs. Just like, ungodly numbers of bugs. So I'm assuming they patched the big ones, but maybe they didn't patch all of them, right? One thing I want to check, this is an important bug to me, is if the charts on companies... Yeah, it's over, okay. Is if the company assets, if the statistics are fixed. No, they didn't fix this. So, look. I know this is a small thing, guys. I know this is a small thing, okay? But, the y-axis on the company profit is wrong. In the sense that, like, why is this 24k? This company's never made that much. Every company chart is going to look like this because of how they did the graph. Like, it sucks. I don't like it at all, you know? But it is what it is. Like, we look at the other global companies, right? So my company isn't that good, but look at the East India Company, okay? Like, this is not too bad because at least it's a very prosperous company. But, like, their highest ever profit should be the top of the graph, if not near the top of the graph, okay? Check out, like, you know, the Russian-American company. Like, every graph just kind of hits the middle. Like, brother, I want to see that, like, what is this? You know, why is the graph so... I want the y-axis to be lower so that you can actually see the differences in the chart, okay? That's a bug I reported that I was hoping would get fixed, but oh well. Man, don't go up, literally unplayable. Real, dude. I guess we can try to invade Korea to finish this war faster, but I mean, I'm just going to let Britain throw their men away. They'll eventually reach Beijing, so it's okay. Invade Korea? I don't have any boats, is the problem. Like, I would, but I have 2 flotillas. I'm building more, but I only have, like, 2 flotillas, so I can't really do many naval invasions, but we'll get there eventually. We're working on it. Let me actually build up this military shipyard before we make the naval bases, and then we get rid of my subvention on the man of wars. That sounds good. Do Asian D-Day. Dude, Britain already did it for me, man. I don't need to. Britain's just winning the war for me. Also, they can get investment rights in Korea. It's really funny. Also, it looks like we finished our improved relations, so let's go ahead and get more of those. Good. Gotta make the Germans like me. Britain, why are you going down there? Go to Beijing. That's where the war goal is, please. What's the difference between the DLC and the free updates? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know off the top of my head. Italy defensive alliance option, be like a defensive pact. Should still be in there. Right here. See, I can't do it because we're rivals or whatever, but we already have an alliance is why, but you can still do them. Here. They won't accept it, but yeah, it's still in here. Yummy, yummy free updates. Yeah, true. Dude, how many people have died in this war so far? Oh my god, look, dude, look at the casualties. Well, how many people died in the real Opium Wars? Does anyone happen to know? Apparently, like, about, what is that, about, like, 58,000? Oh, nearly 60,000. Nearly 50, I think a little over 50,000. Yeah, it's like 50,000. 51,000 or so British have died. And, this is getting up to 1.5 million. Subjects could never make defensive alliances in each zoning, so they never could. 20 British casualties, including 69 killed, and between 18,000 and 20,000 Chinese killed or wounded. Yeah, okay. We're hitting numbers that are a little bit higher than historically, I think, here. Also, new company, we're gonna go for like an iron mine. What would what do you expect, right? Any interesting ones in here? No, we're getting the basic iron mine. Hard to say no to it. And let's give it some charters. We'll do coal mines. That sounds good. And let's give it some monopoly rights on the coal and the iron. Sounds good to me. And we'll give them trade rights. That sounds good. So we're gonna let this metal company... You guys, should we name it? Yo, let's give this thing a name. We can do that, can't we? I think. Yeah, let's give this thing a name. What are we calling our iron company? Okay. This can be like... I don't know. Der Reichsmetall. There, look at that. It's like Rheinmetall, right? Like Rheinmetall, like it's like that, you know? Rheinmetall. Well, there's actually a Rheinmetall company, though, I think, isn't there? Iron Tarkus Incorporated. Reichsmetall. Let's go for, like, I want to do, like, this one. I think it sounds funny. But, yeah. There you go. I don't know any German, guys. Well, I know some German, but it's, you know. Don't worry about it. Brendan, can you go to Beijing, please, and end this war? Like they just want to kill more Chinese soldiers, I guess. Look at the stats on the army, 0 and 0, bro. These poor guys. They're trying their best. I guess what we're doing is we can go and invade Sind for Opium. I mean, it's just the play that you always do, right? Always invade Sind, always get the Opium. Oh, a sub. Thank you, Bacon. Dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it, brother. But yeah, German Empire, we'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Rheinmetall is real. Yes, they are real. They are still operating today. It's true. So do you want to go for Sind right now? I mean, sure. It's a good opportunity because, again, right now Britain and I are, like, together in a war, so they can't fight me. Sure. Yo, another sub. Thank you, guys. Thank you for this Prime subscription. Much appreciated, people. Is that... We have a hype train happening? Why is there a hype train, dude? Jesus. Oh my god, what was that noise? Oh, it's the hype train notification. That was scary, man. Hype train, I guess. Okay, well, chatters, give me your money. It's hype train time. You know what to do. Alright, they're almost at Beijing, by the way. British folks in domestic strengths to killing a million people. Don't worry about it. German national identity just popped. We're in. We got a free Schleswig and Holstein. How many companies can you have now? So it's, I believe the maximum ever is 8, because you can get 4 from tech, 2 from rank, right? Or like, no, sorry, it's, I'm not sure how many. I think it's 8 in total after you get all the technology and all of the modifiers. I think you can get up to 8, but I'm not sure. Also, we should make like a marine army. So let's go ahead and expand all of our armies and put them into one army real quick and reorganize. I love reorganizing my army. So let's make a, like, I'm gonna grab, first upgrade everyone. Let's do that first. All the cavalry is maxed out. We have CEOs now. Yeah, oh yeah, I should mention that. They have CEOs, but they don't really do anything. They just kind of like apply small modifiers to your company, which is about it. So they don't really do a ton. This is the CEO of Reichsmetall, as we named it. He's an entrepreneur and he's ruthless, which gives you these modifiers apparently. But he does, you know, cool, I guess. But right, I was gonna reorganize the army. Okay, so we're gonna make, like, we have 40 ships, so we're gonna take 20 lancers. And we're gonna take 20 skirmish infantry and just call that like our navy, our naval army. We'll call these their marines. These will be the marine, and there you go. Look at that. Aren't I so creative? Give them some generals. Sure. Let me click, thank you. The clicks are kind of weird, and probably just me being a skill issue, but... And then we are still gonna have to, we're gonna have to wait a long time for these ships to be ready, but it's okay. They'll be ready when they're ready. We're in Beijing now, but I think they have to go to Korea. No, they're not quite in Beijing, actually. They might actually have to occupy Korea, though, to be able to enforce the war goal. So, oh well. Being more fun to have more commander recruit options, like 4 or 5. Yeah, you know, it's sure. Couldn't hurt. Don't think it would really matter much, though. So we only have 5 ships available right now. It's going to take a long time for them to build up, too. But what we can do to speed that up... I don't know if you guys know this, but the enlistment effort does increase the speed of your ships reinforcing. So we can do that. Let's take off, like, I don't know, the Westphalia Decree. Put these here. Are they improved warfare mechanics? All it is they made it so that fronts are a little bit less spaghettied, but that's all they did. It's basically the same otherwise. Yeah, he has to get into Korea to end the war, so basically we're just devastating China so we can reduce their population for climate change reasons or something. I don't know. No historical data. Very cool. They're losing pops because they're occupied, so the devastation's causing mortality. But yeah. Pretty funny. Oh yeah, how many people have died in the war now? Jeez. Almost 2 million Chinese casualties. Getting there. Getting there. And Britain is, they're losing war support from all their casualties, so they haven't even taken that many, to be honest. They're almost into Korea, though. They're almost in. Yeah, look at that. They're getting into Korea. Why is China keep taking down? Because Britain decided to put a war goal on Korea. So we have to actually invade Korea. Yeah, that's why. So it's like, alright. Cool. Just works. Become our naval bases. I love CKT music. If you're waiting till they're ironed out a little bit before buying the DLC, what I would recommend you do is that if you buy the DLC, you do it through my affiliate link. Sorry, I got to shill. Okay, I got to shill a little bit. Okay, if you buy the DLC, do it via my affiliate link. Exclamation point charters for that. Okay, I'm trolling, but yes, wait until the bugs get ironed out a bit. I'd say before you buy, unless you don't care about treaties. The companies seem to work completely fine. Like all this stuff seems to work completely fine, except for the charts. Which, to be fair, this is quite the bug. This is a problem. Okay, this is an issue. Okay, like, you know, this is a little issue here to me. It's annoying that the graph is so lame, but that's the only major bug I will say. So, not too much to worry about. Also, damn, Krupp can do iron mines. I should have just done that then. Shit. Okay, well, my bad. If I can interact with the Hudson's Bay Company, well, actually, if you want to interact with them, you should play as Britain because they control the company. So you'd want to play as Britain for that. But yeah, you can play as the Hudson's Bay Company directly, which basically would just be playing Canada. Oh, and it ended. Okay, they ended the war. Am I getting the double money transfer? We have to check that. Am I getting the double money transfer? Give me this. Oh my god, we are. But it's giving 30. Okay, it's giving the amount we entered, not double of both. So if you look here, 107k on money transfers. Okay. Cinema, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Bro, put it on screen or something. About 8 minutes before you mentioned your link. It's in the pinned comment, or in the video it is anyway, not here, but it's okay. To be honest with you, like, just buy the DLC. Don't worry about using my affiliate link. It's nice if you do, but it's not a huge deal. It just basically, the reason why you should do that is because I get a small cut, but not a huge cut. And Paradox, like, kind of will be like, you're a good boy, you got people to buy the DLC, but it's okay. It's alright. But yeah, I don't think China even has as much money, but apparently you can just stack more and more money transfers, and that's insane. So yeah, we're making a ton of money now. That's busted. Day 1 patch ASAP. Presumably, yes, there'll be a patch for that, because that is insane. The thing is, it cost us a lot of Infamy, so to be clear, that was extremely expensive in Infamy, right? But it's totally worth it. Like, 5 years of 100k per week, that's just like... That's so much money that I'd absolutely pay 70 Infamy for that. You know it. So yeah, you're not gonna see a problem for me with that. Here we have Suzhou now. We'll have to build up some trade centers here to actually use the treaty port, but we'll get to that later. You need to buy the DLCs and buy multiple of them for your whole family. Dude, so true. I need to buy them with my own affiliate link and then resell them, is what I need to do. Yeah, enable e-content worth. Exactly. Now I have, like, look at all this money I have. I'm gonna get out of debt, then I'll build even more construction sectors, and I'll be good. Use the trade league power block to make European Union. I mean, we kind of already have a trade league, so based, I guess. Get me next level companies. Do fascist Germany, dude. Chatters be like, all right, we're now done building our fleets and stuff. Let's maybe build some, like, I want to start building up in Silesia a bunch more. So we have these railways. We're gonna need engines, so let's do those. We don't have any steel here, but that's okay. We'll work on some steel. Get me some engines. We'll subsidize both of these immediately. I'm gonna take Papua New Guinea. Dude, I got a historical Germany be like. Like 4 of these, and then get me just a bunch of iron. And some coal, I guess. Yeah, okay. Looks like these bugged about treaties. Just like, it's hard to pinpoint what the problem is. It's like, nothing is balanced. So like, for example, let's say I want to make a treaty with like Austria, right? And I'm like, okay, Austria, I want you to give me military access. He's like, no, I don't want to do that, because he just like, has a, you know, my infamy level's too high, right? Okay. So I'm like, how about military access? Okay. And then I'm like, how about I charge like no subventions on clothes? Okay. Like, this is really exploitable, is basically the problem. Like, in terms of just, the AI is really willing to do things. And at least in the early access patch, treaties would sometimes just dissolve for no reason. Sometimes you'd be accused of violating your treaties for no reason. Like, it just, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of weird about it. Hard to point to the exact bugs, but like, for example, you saw that like I took like extra money from Qing, and it's like I shouldn't be able to do that probably. This is a little bit too much, I'd say. I love how just agreement between Prussia and Great Qing. So real. Is this a bribing mechanic? I mean, kind of. Kind of it is. In a way. The dissolving treaty still happens? Yeah, okay. Interesting, yeah. I mean, it was in the early access, right? I can only really speak to the early access experience that I had, more so than, like, you know, the release patch. I'm just playing the release patch for the first time now. The companies work great, though. The treaties are a bit weird. The companies work wonderfully, though. Nothing to complain about with the companies. The game is very stuttery, though. I'm going to keep in mind, it's a very, very stuttery game. I've heard that playing on Vulkan makes it better, but I can't be bothered to do tech issues after how everything went with CK3. I'm like, I'm good, bro. I just want to play the game. What's up, London Simmer? Bestie. My bestie. I love when besties in chat. But yeah, new day one play, invade China, get the insane investment, get the insane money transfer just immediately. The simulation encourage rates advantage help me performance stuttering wise. Yeah, but I don't want to like modify the game. What is Vulkan? Vulkan is like a, so like you can render the game using DirectX or Vulkan. It's like a setting in the launcher you can change, but it just changes like how the game renders essentially. What business has space program? They did. So true. So real. So true. If you don't have ports, but you have access to a market, where would you build your TCs? If I understand correctly, you can build your trading centers like anywhere, but you do need access to the water to do the world market. But let's say you're playing as Wallachia and you're independent, right? And you want the ability to do like world trade. You can ask for like I think it's transit rights. This is what you would ask for, is transit rights. So you would do this. So basically, like, this would allow you as Wallachia to trade through Austria's world ports, is what you would do. And you do have to manually build TCs now, but your private sector will build them for you too. So for example, we have trade centers here, and we could like build them, but the private sector does build them as well. So like, see for example, my Reichsmetall company is building them. So yeah, they still does it by itself. But is electricity still a pain? Yes, electricity is still a pain. Also, oh my god, we're already maxed on money. Holy crap. We need to start making more construction sectors. I never realized, chat. Get me more. More construction. How's our shipbuilding going? We're almost there. About 26 flotillas. Is it worth focusing TCs in one state or dispersing them? Probably focusing them in one state is better, especially if it has Mappy. But, like, they get throughput bonuses and stuff, so focusing them in one spot is good. Just like with any building. Bing. I don't know if I'm going to do that, Gazane. I don't know if I'll do that. Don't know if I'll do the Austrian painter mod. That sounds sus. Make more money for the patch? Yes, and that is because I am extracting it from Qing. I have forced them to pay me over 100,000 pounds in treaties. So yeah, love to see that. It's a little bit insane. Let's keep improving relations with the Germans here. Good. That explains a lot. Yes, it does. It does explain a lot. We got a flood here, unfortunately. That's really painful. Floods suck, but oh well. It'll go away eventually. Alright, once these construction sectors come up, we're doing pretty well. Floods are not good for business. Yeah, they cause a lot of negatives. They cause a lot of negatives here. We have a flood in Brandenburg. Infrastructure down, market access price impact down, goods consumption up, throughput up, or down rather. Same over here in our most critical state of Silesia. Oh my god, it's really bad in Silesia. Big oof. You force people to pay their entire income? You can do that and more, in fact. I believe this amount is like more than their entire... Here, we can actually quickly switch countries, but I don't want to lose my graphs, so we're going to save. We're going to swap to Qing. Take a look at how much they're paying. Let's take a look at their budget. Okay. So, in terms of gross income, they make 270k. Okay. And they're paying... So they're paying like about 40% of their total income in the game to me right now. That's crazy. That's insane. It's absolute insanity. But, yeah. I guess you can't quite make them pay their entire revenue, but you can make them pay a pretty significant portion. But yeah. Poor China. Yeah. Century of humiliation. Yada yada. Sounds balanced. A little. Well, it costs a lot of infamy. It was high infamy to do that. But it's, I don't know. It's worth it. Like, I'll pay 100 infamy for like 200k income for sure. I think we're almost ready to invade Sind, by the way. We can make even more construction, so I guess we just do that. Because apparently we have all the money. Was it an on-halt? Sure. Dude, so true, Lele. So true. Taxes are imperialism. How humiliating was the actual century of humiliation I learned about? It seemed like all it was they had to give some trade ports, but I don't know. What's the highest infamy you ever got in a game? 999. 999 is the max. I've done World Conquest as France, where we hit 999 infamy. That was on many patches ago, but yeah, 999 is the most you can ever get. So, and at that point it'll never decay, so. I think we can go for the invasion at this point. We have 36 flotillas. Should be enough to win the battles. Let's go for an invasion. Minus 10%. No, it should be fine. The army's expensive, unfortunately, but it should make Krupp more profitable at least because they're paying them for stuff. Want to give Krupp trade rights? Sure. That's good, actually. That'll help them with their prosperity, hopefully. Is there a way to bounce back once you default? Yeah, it's called bankruptcy. No, but I'm joking. I mean, what you can do is you can just massively hike your taxes. The problem is that the reason why defaulting is so terrible is because defaulting gives you minus throughput on everything. So as your throughput goes down, your GDP goes down. And as GDP goes down, your debt cap goes down. So you don't just have to get out of debt, you have to outpace your debt cap reduction over time. Yeah. It kind of just gets worse and worse, but yeah. Anyway, we should have a pretty easy time invading Sind here. This is interesting. So, okay, quick thing about how naval invasions have changed. The way naval invasions work now is when you naval invade, you don't just attack the HQ. The enemy has to actually send units to this new kind of pseudo front that gets made, right? This is like a front. So I could send more armies here, for example, and they could send armies here. That's fine. It looks like though the AI is still operating under the AI behavior that like they need to keep their HQ garrisoned in case of naval invasions. So you see here that despite the fact that this unit should be helping defend against naval invasion because it needs to stop it from being annexed, it's thinking we can't abandon the HQ. Probably, this is probably what it's thinking. Also, Garibaldi's here, by the way. Lol, funny. But it's thinking we can't abandon the HQ because what if naval invasion comes? But now naval invasions don't attack HQs, so this doesn't really work the way that I think it should be working. Then they also had some for military access. Yes. So now, let's say I wanted to invade Sardinia Piedmont, right? And let's say I had Baden I owned Baden, and I wanted to get military access through Switzerland. What I would do is I'd draft a treaty. I would ask for military access, which is one of these, maybe. This one, yeah, I'd ask for military access, okay. And then what would happen is I could use the invasion button. So it'd be, it's literally in the Navy section. I do an invasion on Piedmont is what I do. I think I would do it via, probably like on the army. There's like a button, yeah, this one. I would do an invasion of Sardinia Piedmont, and then it would let me do it like using Switzerland as the navy, using Switzerland as like the ocean. It would let me do that. It's very janky, but it works. It honestly is an okay solution in my opinion. Invade multiple states, same regions to create multiple fronts? Yes, it does. I think anyway. Don't quote me on that. We have no convoys, GigaChad. We did it. Sind has been conquered. Woohoo. Go back home, Mr. Army. Also, we're now a completely illegitimate government, apparently. How'd that happen? I guess it just did. That's fine. Oh, we have a radical. Oh, okay. Radical in charge of the petite bourgeoisie. There it is. I was gonna say, this should happen pretty soon. Do you want to go Republic, boys? Do you want to do a Republic of... Do you want to do like a German Republic? Sounds kind of good, actually. Let's do it. Tell me, chat. I kind of want to do it, but you tell me. Radical Prussia? No? Yes? Okay, I'm gonna go with yes, we're doing it. Fourth radical movement. Okay. So now we need to... So who's radical? We have intelligentsia, petite bourgeoisie. I want the Kaiser. We'll get a new Kaiser. Don't worry about it. We'll go Republic and then get a new Kaiser. It'll be fun. Trust me, chat. Do you have a chance to get a radical? Oh yeah, let's see if we can get industrialist radical. This guy's already a Republican though, so you actually, yeah, he's fine. He's a Republican. Do you have a chance to be a radical? You do. You probably don't. These guys are, dude, Democrat landowners go so hard though. That's crazy. You probably don't have a chance to be radical, do you? What? Let's get rid of this guy and see if we get a radical. Not another pacifist. Cringe. Hate pacifists. Okay. So we should be able to get voting rights pretty easily, given that the landowners want it. So if I want to just go straight to universal suffrage, that's actually really easy to do. Holy crap! The problem is the absolutist movement won't like it. But I guess we can do like wealth voting instead. Yeah, something that's less, you know, horrific for us. Good. Kaiser, you mean counselor? Dude, so true. So true. So to grab wealth voting, they want technocracy. No, you're not even in government anymore, you fools. Where's my armor convoys being used for supply routes? Yeah, my army's coming home, so it's using up my convoys. It's okay, they'll eventually come home. Yeah, let them come home and then it'll be good. You want to get secret police? Sure, I like secret police. When is a good idea to give Power Block Embassy? I have the idea of creating one block when I'm too far away from it. Wood demo, that's really good. Hold on, sorry. I want to put that guy in charge immediately. Okay, that'll help us a bit. Sorry. Power Block Embassy is good for just getting leverage. I mean, that's all it's good for. If you want to give out an embassy to someone, as in you want them to put an embassy in you, I mean, you can always choose to not join the power block, so it's kind of just free, like, free treaty points. But if you want to actually join the block, then yeah, it helps you a lot. So it's a good idea, I'd say. Keep improving relations. Good. Looks like Britain is antagonistic towards me. Not good. This DLC with the Balkans update? No, that's not till the next DLC. Okay, we can probably stop enlistment decreeing over here now, by the way. Get rid of that. Now let's go over to Sind. We're going to do we're just going to do violence suppression and road maintenance and agriculture decree. And we'll build up all the opium here. We close all this stuff? Oh, secession movement just happened. The Protestant secession movement's cute, but... pull it up. So if I give it a join their block, it'll be untrustworthy? No, you don't have to join their block. It'll just give them leverage over you. If you don't join the block, it'll make them really upset with you. They'll be angry at you. But you can just accept that, I guess. I don't know, up to you. I spread the revolution to Belgium. Sounds good. We do have max prosperity on our Reichsmetall company now. So we have steel mill throughput, which is nice. Group is having trouble getting prosperity, but that'll, they'll eventually fix it up. Maybe the multiple naval invasion exploit back? Probably not, but maybe, you never know. Alright, we got another thing, so we'll get the company number 3. So now we get another company slot. What do we want to use it for? I think we're going to use it for the Opium Company once we have the Opium Plantations built in Sind, so we're going to wait to make that. Let's take off one of our consumption taxes, and let's actually bolster the radical movement. Sounds good. Der Reichsmetall? What? Dude, I don't speak German, okay? I just made a funny name. Is it Das Reichsmetall or something? Is it gender neutral? Did I get the gender wrong? Should it be Das? It's not D, is it? Metal can't be feminine, can it? The radical leader, that's good. D because company. Oh, are companies plural? Is that actually how it works? Das is right. Okay, well. Metall with double L. Okay, yeah, you got it. Because companies being plural is like a thing between... So, okay, quick linguistics rant, if you'll indulge me, okay? In Britain, companies are things. In America and Canada, company is things. So like, let's say, so for example, in Britain, you would say like McDonald's are serving a new menu item. That's the British way. Okay, McDonald's are serving a new menu item. In America and in Canada, you say McDonald's is serving a new menu item. It's because in Britain, a company is a collective noun, whereas in America and in Canada, a company is a singular noun. So it looks like, so are you telling me that in German, you use the plural to refer to one company, so it's a collective noun, like in British English? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love linguistics, guys. You know that. At least I hope you know that. If you've been watching the stream for any amount of time, you probably figured that out pretty quickly. I see, okay. So because a company doesn't even need, it doesn't need an article. Okay, I see. Die Krupp-Gesellschaft, yeah, so the Krupp business. I love the word Gesellschaft, because doesn't that just mean, like, selling thing? You know what I mean? Doesn't that just mean, like, a thing that sells, or, like, a place that sells? Like, it's like it means company or business or whatever, but it's like, it just sounds funny to me. Anyway, we're getting the opium now. We're gonna sell it to China in a bit. But for now, we're just gonna build it up, and then we'll get a company over here. It also means society. Okay, got it. Good to know. I mean, yeah, you can refer to companies as societies in English too, right? That makes sense. Let's get that opium company. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Hell yeah. Huge opium. Good to know. Thank you for the German lesson. Is Sin not better as a puppet? No, because I want to make a company. I want the opium company, so that I prefer this. You think Italy should have a decision to revive Latin? Sure, flavor's nice, I guess, but I don't know what it would do. But I don't see why not. Yeah. We almost have voting, by the way. We almost have wealth voting. I think we should go for freeing Schleswig-Holstein at this point. So let's do that. They might just say yes, and it looks like Britain won't join. Looks like no one of any value is going to join. So let's just get in there and free them. All right. So give me Schleswig-Holstein for free. How much money can I get out of Denmark? Bro, 46 infamy? It's a little bit much for 4,000 pounds. This is what I mean. Okay, another example of how treaties are a little bit broken. Why is it 46 infamy? Explain. Explain. Okay? That's a lot of infamy for 4,000 pounds. Okay? I'm not paying 40 infamy. But yeah, it's whatever. Because even to be clear, it's asking 46 for 100. Okay, I would understand if it was like 46 because it's 100% of how much you can demand. Okay, sure, right? Brother, I'm asking for 100 pounds. Is 46 infamy. Little much. A little bit much there, okay? So why is infamy here so low? Damn, okay. Why you should not incur infamy IMO? I think money... Okay, here's what I think, right? Money beyond, let's say, like... maybe 60% of this number should incur infamy. That's a lot. Like, obviously, with Denmark, it's nothing. But with China, that was a lot of money. Like, it should give infamy that I'm extracting... I'm doubling my government budget through Chinese money, right? That makes sense to give some infamy. But just, like, basic 100 pounds? Nah, what the hell. But whatever, it's fine. Do I want to make a protectorate on Denmark? I guess I can't. Oh, no, wait, maybe I can, yeah. Sure. But they might back down. Let's wait and see if they back down first. Not going to mobilize because they might just back down. Can we give the company land in Sind? So the way that the colonial charters work is a little bit disappointing for me anyway. What it does is that, so let's say I wanted to give these guys land, right? I give them a colonization right. And that means that they can colonize a state. I can't just grant them land. I wish you could, because I would love to make like a German India company. But I can't. What I'd have to do is I'd have to like do a colonization right and give them like Namibia, and then they'd be a subject, and then I could grant them land in India. But it's a bit different than what I was hoping it would be. I forgot to privatize, so the company gets to buy it all up now. They should get to 100% prosperity pretty fast. It won't take too long for them to get there. Alright, Denmark, you gonna back down or what? Fair enough, Technocrat, I guess, yeah. You could make it some other cost, but I don't know what other cost it would be. Like, Infamy is kind of the only currency of expansion limitation in Vic 3. So it's hard to say what the other costs would have to be. So we will try to make a protectorate on Denmark if we can, because it's just nice to have them. Okay, here comes the war. Okay. Good. So I'm glad he didn't back down, because it means we can get him as a protectorate. Let's mobilize, and let's do an invasion. So actually, I can maybe demonstrate military access in this case. So I have a navy, to be clear. I like to build a navy as Prussia, so I have one. So I don't need military access. But let's say that I wanted it, right? I can talk to Mecklenburg, and I can ask for military access, which he should be willing to give me. Yes, he just gives it to me. He doesn't even ask for anything. Military access. This is just to show you guys what it looks like, right? We now have military access. I'm going to click the invasion button on Holstein. And we see that now I should be able to do it like I don't need a navy now. So I could put a navy on, and now it's a naval invasion. And in fact, I can't take them off. So let me redo that. Apparently, you can't take the navy off. But essentially, now that I have military access, I click the invasion button, and I can actually just like send my army to invade like this. And this is what it looks like. And now, to me, it's a little bit janky that it uses the same UI as the naval invasion. But like, you know. You can do it. Also, they're invading me. Curious? I guess I need to send some small army to go deal with that. They're sending an invasion through me now. You take 20 men and you go defend that. See, this is what I mean about the jank, though. Everything is always janky in Victory. Nothing ever works just like the way you want it to. Everything is always janky. I'm rooting for Denmark here, based. Someone has to. I don't think they have much of a chance, though. But yes, military access now does work, which is cool. But it's just so janky, though. Like they're using, like, I have access to Mecklenburg, so they're marching to Mecklenburg to like attack me here, even though I'm already marching through them. But you know, it is what it is. Whatever. Small thing. But yeah, Opium is doing well over here, it looks like. Anyway, we're about to win the war, I think, because we've occupied Sea Island. I think you guys can just demobilize. Let's not waste the money on these dudes. Okay, but like, see, why are they're able to do like an invasion here? It's really annoying, but it's okay. Just go and defend it, I guess. Was it that Asian music? I just have my own playlist playing. It's not Big 3 music or anything, it's just my own playlist. It was like EU4 soundtrack or something, I forgot. I forgot. Okay, Denmark will back down pretty soon. We're gonna form the North German Federation. That'll be pretty cool. Let me get rid of these guys, although I can't because we have a secession, so never mind. How much longer am I getting this Chinese money? 8 more months of free Chinese money. That's good, man.
Your 1.4 campaign as Canada was kind of fire, not gonna lie. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. I did enjoy doing that video, but I lost interest in Hoi 4 pretty fast, so unfortunate, but oh well. Anyway, that's the end of the war. They've been liberated. Well, we have to get the we have to be the we have to become the leader, right? So we probably should break our alliance, I guess. We can withdraw, but okay, we're bound for 5 more years. So this is an interesting way to kind of like force Prussia into like not making Germany too fast. We could withdraw from this treaty, but it would cost a lot of infamy. I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna wait until the 5-year binding period's up, and then we will withdraw from this treaty. But yeah, that's good, man. There's bulk trading for our trade centers. We're gonna put that on immediately. New PM just got unlocked for our trade centers. Very nice. Do I want anything from here? Not really. Society-wise, I mean, pharmaceuticals, we can get some healthcare. Everyone loves healthcare. Once we get wealth voting, we should have a much easier time electing, or not electing, but getting a king, or getting rid of the king, I should say. How do trade centers work now? How do the PMs improve? So trade centers are built manually or by your private industry. So like for example here we have financial industries building them. This PM changes, basically they're just direct upgrades. You spend more merchant marine to get more traded quantity, so it just makes your trade routes bigger and better, but like they cost more merchant marine. Yeah, that's how they work. They're quite complicated, okay, but they just work. There's wealth voting. We should see some parties form. Let's temporarily do this to make the parties form properly. Is these only be on coast now? No, they can be off. They can be inland. So if you have a TC in Berlin, you can have them inland. Looks like the radicals are gonna have quite the victory, which means our trade unions will get pretty strong actually. Cool. Spam trade centers determines how many you need. So the heuristic that I use to determine how many trade centers I need is I look at one and I see, is the trade capacity full? If trade capacity is full, then I build more. If it's not full, I don't build more. So if you look in like Berlin, for example, it's not full, so I don't think I should build any more. That's all I check. Like there's more to it than that, but that's kind of like the basic heuristic if you don't want to look at the numbers too much. It's just like, yeah, okay, is it full? How's my agreement here? So in the early access patch, that was an interesting issue. The AI is reluctant to withdraw from treaties. So in this treaty, I'm giving them nothing, and China's paying me a bunch of money and giving me a treaty port. When this treaty is unbound, so once the 3 months pass, China has every interest in the world to withdraw from this treaty to stop paying me money. But in the early access patch, the AI was very unwilling to do that. So they eventually did, but they didn't like do it right away, which means that for some time I just had like extra income for like no reason basically. So I'm not sure if like if that's still in the game or not, but we're gonna find out in 11 weeks if they're still paying me. We'll see. Improving relations, I guess. Yes, we can. In the national movement. Oh damn, they're actually militant. It's hard. We switched earlier, so I did show it off, but basically about half of their gross income is going to me right now, so they're probably like bankrupting and defaulting. That or they're just not building anything. But yeah, they're probably not doing very much. Also, there's the Sepoy Revolution, very small. Or India. Why are you so upset, guys? Is it all the suppression I'm doing over here, maybe? Is that you lost all of your land? Does that make you upset? Oh, I should incorporate these guys, by the way. That'd be smart. There's the election. Now we should have basically like huge radical party. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get rid of the king. I'm gonna get a parliamentary republic, or do I want a presidential?
It's gonna make the royalists upset is the problem, but that's alright, I guess. We go for better taxation law since we have the trade unions up, but it's okay. Corporate state is very popular, apparently. How is the lag and something? And how does the AI handle the new trade decently? The lag, so there's, for me anyway, there hasn't been a lot of lag, but there's a lot of stuttering is a big problem. In terms of the AI handling trade, the AI doesn't really, like, they're not super, the AI is still not very good at the game, like, obviously, so I would say that they don't really do trade super well, but they do okay, I guess. What else can we invite? Garibaldi, that's funny. Sure. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to waste it on him. Why can I invite this guy? Is he... Oh, he's Circassian, that's why. Okay. I guess we have to just face the Civil War if we're going to do the Republic, so sure, let's do it. Presidential Republic sounds good. They do interact with it, yes, but they're not super good at it. Like, they tend to do poorly, I'd say. That's sure. Very Reddit-esque, I agree. It looks like they looks like they fixed that from the early access patch. They did actually withdraw from the treaty, so no longer paying me. But we keep the treaty port. They have to fight me to get the treaty port back. So this stays around. But yeah. Now like they're not paying me anymore, so our income's gonna go way down, but that's okay. We'll fix it over time. New mandate, nice. What do I want to get? What would be a good one? Honestly, we could just go like freedom of movement, just do like a migration build, but maybe advanced research? We could upgrade our current stuff, maybe that's a better idea. I don't really like internal trade that much, but it is what it is. Police coordination's not too bad. In this case, we get the authority eventually, but actually I don't really like police coordination. What am I saying? Why am I saying that? Kind of like freedom of movement. Or we could go food standardization for the SOL. Construction is good. Yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, actually construction is good. Let's just grab that. Screw the police one. Police one is not very good. They did change corn laws, so now corn laws gives you a market liberal for the petite bourgeoisie. Now that's what, instead of giving it to you for the landowners, you get it for PB, which means that for like Prussia it's still good, but let's say you're playing like this the Kalsaraj, like you're playing the Sick Empire or something, it's pretty much pointless now because it's just gonna let you, the PB is not that strong compared to the landowners, so they nerfed it quite a bit, but yeah. Which in my opinion is quite the big mistake. Because without corn laws, playing backwards nations sucks. Like, it's just awful. So it's kind of like, oh well, I guess, but yeah. Legitimacy sounds good, yeah. Oh my guy's an opium addict. This is actually good because it gives opium plantation throughput. So, yay. Addiction is good. Wonder how Dakota plays now? Probably a lot more slowly, I would guess. Don't need these here, but can't close them down, unfortunately. This company headquarters doing pretty well. Invested in Danish tea plantations. Cute. Why don't you build massive restart? Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm just not really worried about technology right now, but it is a good idea, yeah. When should I do Barbarossa? 1936. Yeah, well, the thing is, I talked about this. I left a comment on Dairuka, another YouTuber named Dairuka. I left a comment on his video where I talked about like how
if okay, yeah, we can just kill the king. That sounds good. If you're going to make a system where like where you have to build your way to out of like the traditionalist like economy, right? Like let's say like you want to make it so landowners are entrenched, so it's hard to get out of traditionalism, right? Okay. One of the routes out of it is corn laws. So like that's one way to escape traditionalism is the corn laws journal entry. That's fine. It's way too easy to do, so that kind of sucks. It kind of ruins the challenge of like escaping a backwards nation. But the problem is you don't have any other option in Victoria 3. Like I could play the Khalsa Raj, and what am I gonna do? I guess I can very slowly, very slowly, build up an economy with traditionalism in like iron mines and coal mines and stuff. But it's not like there's some kind of sacrifice I can make to modernize my economy faster. I just have to suffer with traditionalism until I get enough clout in my industrialists to fix it. Okay? So it's like, it's not very good in my opinion because of that. Also, we are now a republic, by the way. Should have mentioned that. This is a start. Yeah, I know, I'm trolling, dude. I'm doing a little bit of trolling. Can we get the universal suffrage now? Good. Yeah, we are another republic of Prussia. We might be able to get some cool. We could try to be like Garibaldi, the president or something. But looks like our most powerful interest group is the petite bourgeoisie. So whoever rules the PB gets to be president. Yeah, we'll figure that out. This guy, we could put like Santiago Marinho in charge for some reason. It'd be funny, but I'm good. Well, making it harder to trigger is fine, but it's that you need to have more ways to get out of the traditionalist economic model. Like, you're just wasting your life when you play when you play a backwards nation in Victoria 3, and you're sitting there just like waiting to build up like stuff in order to escape traditionalism. You're just wasting your time because like you just sit there and build, and it's like you're just playing a worse game for a little while until you get to the good game. It's like, why? You know? Yeah, in terms of actually giving a real answer about Hoi 4 and like doing Barbarossa, I'm not very experienced in Hoi 4. So I wouldn't necessarily say you should be asking me, but if you're going to ask me, then I'd say like you probably should do Barbarossa after you have defeated all of your continental enemies. Like France should be capitulated, you should be capitulated in Yugoslavia, or you should not go to war with Yugoslavia, like whatever. Like everything should be okay on the mainland, and you should have enough army that you can garrison your ports on the coast so Britain can't invade you, and then you go invade the Soviets. But that's kind of like the historical route, and that didn't work out so well. But I'd recommend instead is don't worry about the Soviets. Go into Operation Sea Lion, capitulate Britain first. Also, there's the Cindy Uprising. Does that affect my company? It does not. Okay, that's good. But yeah, I'd recommend just don't focus on Britain first. You know, you can go for the Soviets later, is what I'd say you should do. But, you know, each their own, I suppose. Polish national movement. Damn, everyone, all these people are upset. We should get the event from this where we just passed the new constitution. Okay, we have to get an advance for that, I think. We should be able to succeed this pretty easily. Yeah, this uprising will be very swiftly dealt with. My company still owns all this stuff. The headquarters moved to Schleswig, which is fine with me, to be honest. I wonder, like, wouldn't it be funny if they nationalized these? Oh, they have their own version of they have their own HQ here too. That's cute. Sorry. They have their own HQ. Is this their own company or is it my company? No, it's their own company. They made their own company. So when I conquer this, it's going to like re-nationalize a couple of the open plantations. They'll be able to re-buy them off me. So that's kind of cool for me, I guess. That's fine. Let's go ahead and kill them. Oh, you know, I should also be I forgot. I should also be improving relations with Denmark, because I realized they're my subjects and I'm just like not doing that. They're probably really upset because of how high my infamy is. Yeah, they're not that bad actually.
In the company to Einkaufsgenossenschaft der Kolonialwaffenhandler. I don't know what that means, so I don't want to, but I already said it out loud, so hopefully it's not a bad thing. But it doesn't seem like it is. I have enough passing knowledge of German to usually know when a swear is happening. Nice, another radical, sounds good. We're just dominated by radicals today, people. Look at this, it's all radicals, always has been. Radicals all the way down. Who's this? Johann Emmerling. Nah. Good. Austrians broke a treaty. Did they break the treaty with me? Oh, I guess they did. Okay. We still have our alliance with... Oh no, we don't even have alliance with Russia anymore. Didn't even notice that. But yeah, we can go for our play soon then. If we can get alliance with Russia, they're not willing to. They're not. They're antagonistic. Okay, I see how it is. Let's maybe improve relations. We don't want Russia to fight us alongside Austria, because then we'll just lose. Damaging relations. Why are you doing this? Could we get any friends? Like, I kind of want to fight with some friends. Maybe we can improve relations with Britain. Right now, if we were trying to do the play against Austria... Oh my god, no, don't end the journal entry. No! I was about to get it. God damn it. So, Springtime of the Nations is still broken, by the way, all these years later. It first came out. But yeah, we were about to finish journal entry, but we're not going to get it now, I guess. We were so close. Oh well. And now we are back in here, and now they're going to have to buy these off me again. Which is really funny. Also, we can put our decrees back down here. How's the infrastructure? Good. Okay, nothing to worry about. Reincorporate, please. Yeah, this end of spring event, I don't know what triggers it, but it just kind of happens. Like, every time I go for radicalism. But yeah, oh well. The world is changing. Still, we can at least get universal suffrage plus republic, so we just don't get the cool event at the end where you get a bunch of legitimacy. Oh well. Here comes all the iron. That should help us a bit with our budget. I think before we go to war with Austria, maybe we just rush for like breach loading artillery so we can just have an easy time winning. Like, it shouldn't take that long to get, especially if we spam universities real quick. It's pretty easy to do. Cool. Should be enough. There's pharmaceuticals. We can use that to get healthcare. There's universal suffrage. We don't get the journal entry because the journal entry is broken, as it has been for a long time. Public health insurance. The industrialists don't like it, but we should still be able to pass it pretty easily. Get lucky. Let's do dedicated police first because everyone likes this. Let's just make everyone happy. Path to liberalism. Hell yeah. We can make someone else a radical. What's this? Oh, the industrialists will be happy if we do that. Yeah, sure. There we go. Dude, everyone's a radical now. Look at this. Radical, radical, radical. Dude, everyone... We have 5 radicals in governments. That's insane. Look at this. Did you ever play Prussia or Austria as religious with state religion and the religious power block? I did a YouTube video about Austria with religious power block on an old patch, but the on this new patch they did buff the religious power block. Now it gives birth rate, which is actually really strong. But yeah, it would be an interesting playthrough to try for sure. Since we're kind of just like playing the game now, by the way, chat, I gotta ask, okay, anyone here been playing Elden Ring Night Rain? Okay, anyone been playing Night Rain? Let me know, okay, because I've been playing it, okay? I think it's not bad. What's this bullshit cover? Where's Big Chunkus? Dude, so true. It'll come on eventually. Just give it some time. Give it a bit of time. Any Night Rain players in chat, though? I was playing it, and it was pretty fun. But it certainly has... I think it's certainly a departure from regular Elden Ring. Pretty mixed things, yeah. I thought it was, like, okay, but I didn't really like it that much. Get a lot of Night Rain. Nice. I'm gonna just get rid of these plantations that aren't, like, the ones that I want. We don't need any of this stuff. Let them keep one wheat farm. We're playing solo? Yes, me too. They did make a patch that made the solo balancing a little better, but before it was like impossible to win on solo. But I played it with some friends, and it's much better with friends, but still, I don't like it very much, to be honest. Not really my thing. So let's see the world market. Am I doing a lot of exporting? Yeah, okay, I'm the number 2 exporter and number 2 importer. Interesting. I'm gonna probably become first place once I actually build some trade centers in Sind, because right now the opium can't actually get to the world market, which is why the price is garbage. But we can fix that once we build up a bunch of trade centers here. I built like 50 of those. What's up, Comprador? Your friends is a Paradox fiend? I sure do. I know it's rare, but it's been known to happen. To be fair, there are other streamers, but, you know, still counts, doesn't it? Streamers can be friends. To show us the goal this run, we're kind of just playing Prussia, and we're just sort of showing off some of the new mechanics in the game. We're not like going for anything too particular, but we do have the opium plantations in Sind. We do have a treaty port in China, so, you know, you can kind of see where that's going, probably. But yeah. No, we can't. Impossible. So true. So true. I'm gonna grab construction 2. It's just really good. With intervention, what should I leave on nationally owned? Well, I'm actually not sure. If you ask me, you should just privatize everything. I'm a big proponent of everything being privatized in-game. To be clear, I'm not Margaret Thatcher in real life, okay? But in the game, privatize everything. But I haven't really done a lot of looking at like the distinct like balance of the game. But like maybe you don't want to privatize some things, but yeah, it's so true, Technocrat. You either date or you don't even talk. That's how streamers work. Russia's looking a little more friendly towards me. That's good to see. Maybe we can draft a little treaty. That looks good to me. What do we want to call this? It's going to be the Russo-Russian arms trade agreement. Look at that. That makes sense, right? Because military assistance plus trade privileges. I like that. Anything else we can get off them? We could get like... Can we ask them to give us some goods? Give me some of your grain. I need food. Give me all your grain. It's either one just give me all their food like that. That's interesting. Give me all your wood too. They don't want to give me... Oh my god, they want to give me so much. What the hell? Yes, dude. Give me 3,000 wood. Why do they want to give me this much? But yeah, of course. And what else do I want from them? I also want money from you. Pay me. Pay me to give me your goods. They don't want to pay me very much. Okay. Give me land. Give me land. Want to give me any land? Like anything in Poland, maybe? No. I'd have to do a lot of stuff to get that. I did want to do that. Thank you for reminding me. I'll do that in a minute. I mean, just maybe give me even more fabric, too. Sure. I guess we can just ask for money from them. Treaty port? Doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be willing to ever do that. Just give me whatever money that's worth to you, I guess. 4% chance. Okay, let's reduce this maybe. Is that 55% chance? Okay, want to give me a little bit lower. 72? Okay, I want it to be like basically 100%. God, this UI is kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie. There we go, okay, great. There you go. So how's that gonna... I mean, that grain is gonna be really nice for me, but like... I mean... I guess not. I guess actually it wasn't even that much. But the wood is really good, though. 3k wood from Russia just for nothing. Love that. Is it a Cade police, by the way? I think now I would like... Atheism, that's funny. I think I would like to get public health care. Yep, that looks good. Why not IRL? Well, it depends on the industry. I think that certain industries do not benefit from competition, so that's why you don't want to have privatized everything. Industries whose primary purpose is service to the people and not profit should not be privatized, in my opinion. That's things like healthcare. The incentive on healthcare should not be profits. That's things like transport, as in like buses, like public transit. The incentive should not be profit. It probably should be like service to the community. Things like nursing homes, you know, like hospitals. I mean, that's part of health. That's all part of healthcare. But things where the incentive should not be profit, it should be actual service. That's where I think you do not want to use private ownership in real life. In the game, everything should be privatized always because throughput is really good. We're a rival with French Republic. We're not already rivals, but yeah, sure, okay. You can do that, Fairy. Yes, you can just export grain all over the whole world if you want to. Yeah, look, exclamation point YouTube. I'm gonna shill. Okay, I did a video where I just sold guns as America all day. That's all I did was just sell guns. It's good. You can do it. It's not super effective, but you can do it. Damn, this coal mine's really good. Look at that throughput. Goes hard. It's a bit better than before. Trade was not... Yeah, but yeah, nowadays, so, like, what I mean is sort of it's not effective is, like, as America, you're much better off not just mass-producing guns and selling them on the world market, but you can do it now. In the past, you couldn't even do it. So you can play suboptimal builds and it will actually function. In the past, like, the only play was the optimal play. So, you know, we're in a much better place now, I would say. You want to be allies? They're still wary. Give it time. We're willing to eventually. Look at this iron mine. Pretty good. The counterpoint, it is funny. So true. So real. Big true. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Britain's invading Qing. They want a treaty port. They want Tibet. Pretty cool. Resource boom. Oh, let's go, dude. That's big. That's huge. Throughput bonus, even more. We're almost at 100% prosperity on this, which is good. Why are you so wary, bro? Whatever happened? Natural enemy? Why? Did I invade, like, Belgium? Did I get away with that? I guess I'm guaranteeing them, so I suppose not. But I'll withdraw from that. I don't care to guarantee Belgium anymore.
Definitely use more tools, I think, so maybe we focus on that next. Yeah, we could use a lot of tools. Almost there, public health insurance, by the way. That was good, man. Looks like the radicals are going to continue winning elections, which is cool. I think this guy's going to stay president. Are there any cool agitators we can invite from the bourgeoisie you want to put in charge? There's Jovan Jankovic, who is a market liberal. I don't think you want to go laissez-faire this run, though. We could, but I don't really want to. I want to try something a little different than usual. Not going to do that. Is there any advantage to economy in this game? It gives you a lot of standard of living, but it tends to be worse overall for your GDP and for your investment pool, so it's usually not good to do, but it's good for your standard of living. Basically, you're sacrificing potential like economic growth for standard of living, is what you're doing with the communist stuff. Anyway, there's healthcare, by the way. That's good. We should definitely build up some bureaucracy. Do we have any good tax capacity places? Like, yeah, okay, slash them, that makes sense. Just a little more here. 20 of these sounds good. Britain should still have an easy time landing, because although China doesn't have the opium, like the addiction to opium modifier, they should still be pretty weak. Britain should win easy. Anyway. A lot of stuttering. This patch had a lot of stuttering in the early access, and it still does. I'm not sure what's causing the stuttering, but a lot of stuttering happening. And it wasn't just me, it was all the other streamers and stuff too, so it's not just a me thing. So what do we want to do for our next power block thing? We could go freedom of movement and be like a truly... We could be like a super liberal Germany. Food standardization is kind of nice too, though, but I think we will go freedom of movement. Start getting some migration going. Let's do some migration decrees in Silesia, if we can get some migrants that way. Max everything out, sure. Got plenty of bureaucracy, so we can do it. Urban is damaging relations. Why? What's your problem, bro? Alright. I think if we can just be friends with Russia, we should be okay. We can take down Austria. We do have like all the support basically, except for from these guys for some reason. We're working on that though. Yeah, Russia is allied to Austria, so they can't... Looks like though it would just basically be me versus Austria and maybe Russia. But yeah, they are allied, so that's unfortunate. It's a defensive pact, but we can at least become good enough friends that maybe Russia won't join against me. Also, we're not getting the pure opium good thing. So, like, basically, the way this works is if we can maintain prosperity on our company for 3 years, then we get pure opium. Is the affair still good? Yes, it's still good. But I believe it's still quite good in my opinion. It's a little bit less good than it used to be, because now you can't do monopolies with laissez-faire, and monopolies can be kind of good,
Although I think that they're not that good. I think laissez-faire is still worth doing in most cases, but it's been slightly debuffed. But to me anyway, it's still the best. It's still the best option to me anyway. But you know, it's not as easy as like, yeah, it's just the correct choice now. Yeah. Also, I'll take the university throughput. Screw it. More research, please. Get me secular academia as well. And let's build some paper, I guess. That sounds nice. 10 of those and get me some railways. That should be good. Okay. I kind of want to invade China for more money, to be honest. We might attack China just to get money out of them. We could totally beat them, right? Like, surely. With the Marines. We don't have tobacco. Okay. Get rid of that then. I want to get rid of the army in Sind, right? Oh, this isn't even an army. Get rid of these guys. Because they can't recruit anyway, so bye-bye. I don't want you to go to the Marines, but... well. Okay, cool. We probably should attack while they're fighting Britain, right? But I guess they're going to be done their war pretty soon anyway. Oh well. We could conquer, like, I don't know, Shengjing or something. Like something relatively low pop, but we could also just bite out, like, Shijiang from them or something. That'd be funny. Number 5 GDP in the world right now. Not bad. How are the AI doing? I mean, let me see how their GDP looks. Like, their graph good? It's an okay graph for Britain, although it could definitely be a lot better. Well, Russia's not bad. It feels like global trade, like the world trade system, has sort of I was gonna say inflated. It hasn't inflated GDP. It's that it's brought it to where it probably should have been all along, because now trade is being more widely utilized in general. But you know, I guess you can call that inflation from previous patches. But it feels like world trade is kind of making everyone better at the game, you could say. So did we ban slavery? Did not. National supremacy is an interesting choice from Abraham Lincoln. I guess you do what you gotta do, Mr. Lincoln, but it was like an interesting choice. He is a petite bourgeoisie, so it makes sense, but yeah. I mean, are we good now, Russia? You want to be friends? Don't want an alliance. What if I, like, did stuff that you want? What if I paid you to be my friend? Okay, and then what if I didn't do subventions on stuff? Which I'm not going to subvent anyway. And then I also did no tariffs too. What if I did that? And then what if I also... I can give investment rights. Not a bad idea, to be honest, but nah, it's okay. What if I also did a lock commit? What if I said, like, hey, I'll... are any of these of interest to you? Like, he cares about my laws? Okay. What if I gave you some iron? A lot of approval, damn. Okay. 0% chance? Okay, I'll give you a little more iron. How about that? Little more iron. Well, okay, great. Now we can have alliance with the Russians. That sounds good. Cool. Okay. Now, I don't think they're ever gonna... Okay, they have 6 weeks, so this is no longer binding. I wonder if they'll break off this treaty. Maybe they will. Let's see, give it a couple weeks. Here goes. Maybe they'll break it off. I don't think so though. They seem to like each other, so they'll probably keep it in power, right? No longer binding. Give it a bit. I think they're gonna keep it because they're just like, you know, no problem. But I could 1v1 Austria, to be fair. Like, it wouldn't be a big deal. Let's see. Let me, we did this. I don't think any of the great powers would want to get involved. Yeah, so France doesn't join, Britain doesn't join. Russia's more likely to join Austria than to join me. Their governments are very different. We could temporarily swap our governments around. Just put in the more conservative branch. But we can't really do that without losing all of our legitimacy, which is fair. Let's do that for 100% legitimacy, though. It's fun. What do we want to do here? Could get rid of put child labor laws in. Let's maybe change our taxes. That could actually be nice. Proportional taxes sound kind of good. I don't know. Agrarianism is funny. Total separation would be kind of nice, maybe, but nobody wants it except the armed forces for some reason. I guess I'm good with all these laws then. We could go free trade, or protectionism might be good, actually. So let's get protectionism. Let's just one in? Yeah, sure, why not? Let them in. I do want to go for this Germany play. I just worry that we'll get stomped. Bavaria is not supporting me. That's an interesting choice on their part. Anyone else we need to improve relations with in Germany that we probably should be? Look like it, yeah. Oh, good. Okay, well... The fear is that Russia joins. I think if Russia joins, we do get kind of screwed. But would they? Oh, wait. Oh, Britain just moved up there for some reason. I don't know. I'm scared to do this, but I think we would win. It would also be an expensive war, something to keep in mind. We could probably, if Russia joins, we could at least release Poland off them pretty easily, probably. We just gotta go for it. I mean, screw it, right? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. No big deal. Go for it. Bavaria, which we can definitely get Bavaria involved. See how this goes. We'll probably just defend on this front for a while. We can get Bavaria in here, which should kind of work nicely for us. They want Rhineland, though, but so now I want to give that to them. That's kind of valuable. Let's not do that, then. Russia does Austria. Okay, unfortunate. Can't believe you would do this to me. In that case, we're going to liberate Poland. We're going to take his money, too. So how much infamy do we pay to get money out of these guys? 70 infamy for 54,000. Yeah, I'm good. That's like not worth it at all. I guess only China's worth extracting money from, eh? How about from Russia? Yeah, again, it's just way too much infamy. Not worth it. Okay. Well, in that case, wonder what we should do. I guess we can. Maybe we could like conquer. We could conquer like Bohemia. That's a really good state. Or we could at least liberate Bohemia. Liberating Hungary would make sense. The question, are we going to do Giga Germany or are we just going to do regular Germany? I think we're going to do regular Germany. I don't want to do the big Germany. So let's just break Bohemia and Hungary out of this. That's good. And this looks like a bad front, but I'm pretty sure we'll be just fine because our defense is so high. Let's do all these. Makes good demand for opium too, so it's nice. It's gonna be very expensive to run this war, but that's okay. Russia's embargoing me. Okay, I see how it is, bro.
Friedrich Krupp is about to hit max prosperity, maybe. Looks like maybe not quite. Maybe they'll get there eventually. No. Fieldworks gives us more defense, I think, just in general, no? It does, so that'll be good for us. It'll take a few months, though, till we get it. Monarchism has been stamped out. Let's do that. I think I want to keep them with royalists in case I do want to go back to being a monarchy ever, but I doubt they're coming back, to be honest. Excuse me, I got hiccups. Excuse me. Let's see how this goes. I think we'll be okay. Let's put you guys on the front, too. I want to, like... I want to just, like, disband these, but I don't want them to go to the Marines, though. Let's, I guess we just move them manually. Let's get them into the other army. Oops, sorry. There you go. Good. You should be on the defense. I think they'll be just fine holding off the Russians and Austrians. And then I'm going to send the Marines up to invade Novgorod. I keep going Novgorod, it's St. Petersburg, but whatever. I don't know about this one, boys. Maybe that's not necessary. I don't think it'll be necessary, but maybe it will be. Russia does have a lot of men, but I'm hoping that we can hold them off. We'll conscript a little bit, I guess. We have no organization for some reason. That's really upsetting. I don't know why we don't have an organization. But it's okay. I guess because I merged an army in recently. Is that why I have no organization? How are we looking here, at least? Probably should put these guys, they are on rapid advance. Okay, good. Am I able to win the naval battles? I should be able to. Also, we should put our army wages up. Oh, Frankfurt's gone. Okay. Is the army happy with me? They are. Good. I guess we're just going to get wrecked, aren't we? Looking at these numbers right now. Although we're holding off Austria, at least. Russia is really strong, though. You can't underestimate Russia. Build any barracks? I did not build any barracks. We're being blockaded. And our navy got defeated. Wow, okay. Alright, well I guess these Marines can just go on the front then. Sure then. In that case, just defend. I think we might get wrecked here, boys. Let's see if we can just wear their army down eventually. But that's not really how Victoria 3 works, to be honest. It's not like that'll ever, like, we'll just keep fighting forever if we defend. I guess we gotta do some edicts. Alright. Let's go for West Prussia. What rules do they have on you? I think it's just German leadership, but I don't want to give that up. That's a really bad thing to give up. Let's grab some conscripts in West Prussia and just, you know, hope that we can win eventually. There we go. There's all my German allies leaving, of course. Did research Militech? Yeah, I know. But I mean, I'm researching it now. I should have maybe waited for shrapnel artillery. Would have been smart. Okay, though. There goes those guys. Interestingly, made that battle better for me. The power of defense is quite something in this game, though. So our defense is quite low here. I don't know why that is. Low organization, okay. Mobilize all conscripts? I mobilized quite a few. I don't think I need to do more than that. I'll just bankrupt if I do more than that, so let's not do that. This. Nah, you know what? Sure, Netherlands. Like that.
They should get the occupation on this battle, which is not good for me. I think that means I'm going to start taking down. It does. Okay. Well, if we can get the right battles, we actually could have a chance here. We're invading property. No, the AI doesn't really do that. The AI is not smart enough to do stuff like that, so I don't think we have to worry about naval invasions. Why did you lose a unit? How'd that happen? Probably fine. Are they? How are they taking back? I didn't even see a battle happen in Brandenburg. How did they get occupation there? I think we are just gonna lose this, aren't we? Interesting. Look at this battle. This is just like instantly over. There's just so many men here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we lose. Listen, chat. Okay. I didn't even really want to stream today, but I needed to for the sponsor. But listen, before I go, okay, because I'm thinking I'm just gonna go now. I just want to work on videos right now. I don't even really want to stream. But listen, chat. Any questions anyone wants answered before I go for today? Because I just want to make videos. I don't really want to stream right now. And I'm not just giving because I'm not just like quitting because I threw. Quitting because I feel like, you know, I kind of showed off the treaty stuff. I showed off some of the company stuff. Like, I guess we haven't really gotten to see prestige goods, but it's just trade. Like, it just makes it better for trading. But are there any questions anyone wants answered before I probably sign off for today? Relatively short stream, but it's fine. We could look a little bit at the trade, I guess, but, like, it's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of numbers, okay? It's a lot of numbers. But, yeah, the market, I think it's a good system, to be honest. I'm going to have a review out, hopefully, like, tomorrow, but maybe even a little bit earlier. Reverse Pressures Update in DLC, good, bad? I think it's a good DLC. I think it is good, but it's just really buggy right now. Like, it's clearly got good bones, but it's really, really buggy. It's like, well, not that buggy. It was buggier in early access. I think right now it's got some bugs, though, with the treaties and stuff around, but it feels kind of unbalanced. It feels kind of buggy. It feels like there's some problems, but it feels good overall, though. I'm happy with what it is. I think that the ideas are really good. I think that the execution is quite good on most of the ideas. And then they just have some ironing out, too, with regards to balance. Things like 70 Infamy for money is like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, that's way too much. You know, little balance things like that. It's still Victoria 3, right? So this is still... People were asking, like, is Victoria 3 good yet? If you didn't like Victoria 3 before, you're not going to like it now. It's still the same game. It's still the same mechanics. It's all still the same everything. But what I really like about this DLC is how now you can make a build which is bad. Like, you can make a suboptimal build, but it will work. Like, if you want to, you can play as America and you can just make guns and export them. If you want to, you can play as Brazil and you can just make coffee and export it. Like, you can actually play the game in a way where you don't just follow the same set of steps over and over again. But it's still the case that if you want to get the best GDP possible, you need to be doing the same things over and over again. But to be fair with how this game is and how bad the AI is, you don't have to be number one. Like, to be number one GDP, you can play it at half optimal. Like, you don't have to play optimally to be number one GDP. So you have a lot more freedom with this patch, I would say, which is good to see. Really good to see. A lot of creative freedom. Amazing for my modern times mod. I bet it will be good for mods. Yeah, I believe that. But anyway, I think I'm gonna send you guys over to Generalist. Because he's playing some Victoria 3, and I want to go make videos, so I'm gonna make videos while he plays instead. But yeah, he's playing Brazil actually. For people that wanted to see Brazil, yeah, I'll mute him. But he's playing Brazil, so let's raid him. /raid Generalist Gaming. He's playing Brazil. I can't raid on YouTube, right? Let me Google how to raid stream on YouTube. Is that a thing? I would redirect on YouTube. I don't know, because I'd like to send him a redirect or something. I guess I can edit in here and do it? Is that a thing? I want to see how to do that. No, okay, I think that's different. I don't think it's actually... Okay, happy with to just say copy the URL and click it. Basically, we're gonna go and watch Generalist play Victoria 3. I'll copy his I'll put his link to his stream in the YouTube chat. If you're on Twitch, then just go ahead and watch on Twitch, like we're rating. But if you're on YouTube, then click the link. Here's the link here. God, here's his voice. Journalist, your voice, my goodness. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch him. I'm gonna be making some videos, chat. I gotta make a review. I gotta do all kinds of stuff. But I'll see you guys around, okay? Have an excellent day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I'll see you around, okay, boys? Peace out.